story of this thief will become stranger and stranger as we go through its events. Even if you think this story is over, you will be surprised that what remains is crazier and stranger than what is past. So make sure you listen to it until the end. On May 20th,
23 years ago,
at around 5:30, employees at one of the McDonald's branches located in the city of North Carolina were preparing for a new day. They were preparing
McDonald's
and the items inside the restaurant. But suddenly, a man armed with a rifle and wearing a mask appeared and calmly asked them to stay in their
That was weird.
The strange thing is that this thief did not enter the place through the door.
He said he robbed him with a rifle, but the guy was holding a pistol. I don't know. That's still what.
Because this thief always entered. Thief always entered from above.
Pretty interesting. Guy goes through the roof. Now, that's not unheard of. Let me let you know that. So I knew criminal crews in prison
used to open
did that. So, and they would rob through the ceilings or rob through another store wall, something like that.
Until the employees came and began preparations for the new day. Then Roofman emerged from where he was hiding and calmly asked them to follow his instructions. And then the masked thief took the manager to open the safe inside the restaurant. The thief took...
As you can see in the video, they're talking about a masked man, then you have a black guy doing this, they got a white guy. I think it's just part of the video. Obviously, it's not accurate with them.
To warm up while they were inside.
Now he has a guy with a rifle, and then he has a guy with a pistol.
Took their coats with them, and he locked them up, and he escaped with the money he had taken. This thief, known as Roofman, was actually one of America's most famous thieves at that time.
Now, you know, when you hear about what he did, famous man, Roofman, polite, he put these guys in a freezer, let them take their jacket, gotta like that. And he also is not violent to anybody. I got to give him a lot of credit there.
Although the police did not know his identity, the way he carried out all his operations was almost the same, which led them to give him the...
That's folded MO, and that's how the FBI got me.
On his targets from the...
They knew my MO, which is modus operandi. What that means is you do the crime the same way. They might not know who you are, but they know how you do it.
Employees who were present.
And the same thing with him. Described them as police-flooded area. That's how they got me.
Knowledgeable about everything, which means he planned his operations professionally. And at the same time, all the witnesses described him as being friendly and gentle with them. According to estimates, he stole from more than 40 McDonald's branches in 3 years, across various states. As we mentioned, Roofman was very smart, which left the police baffled and unable.
Very smart, but that's Hobbs Act. They couldn't get him for Hobbs Act. Hobbs Act is interfering with interstate commerce, and the reason they can do that is because McDonald's buys its French fries from Idaho.
Left the restaurant
interfering with interstate commerce. That's how they got me.
But this time he made a mistake. He didn't close the door of the cooling room correctly, or maybe one of the employees had a spare key. Either way, the employees managed to get out of the freezer quickly and immediately called the police.
After 40 robberies, he gets caught.
Roofman
will get caught. I was over 20.
And threw away his rifle and the bag he was carrying. After the police questioned him, they found that his real name is Jeffrey Allen Manchester. Jeffrey grew up in the suburbs of California, and when he turned 18, he joined the Army. Due to his...
Obviously, this guy has a military background. That helps, obviously. That's called organizational. I was organized because I'm a military man myself.
And demoted from an...
You learn discipline as well.
Soldier.
So none of this is a surprise to me.
Right. In 1997, he began his career in robberies, and he continued with these operations for 3 years until he was arrested in 2000.
He goes for 3 years. I went for, since 1989 to 1996, 7 years. He did 40 robberies. I did 23 or 24.
Investigation. They understood that Jeffrey
was kind of on the same level of robbing. Obviously, I robbed a lot more money. I didn't want to rob McDonald's.
because during these 3 years, Jeffrey was still considered a soldier, and sometimes the army would move to other states to receive different types of training. Anyway, Jeffrey was tried and sentenced to 45 years in prison.
45?
Shocked by the verdict.
45 years. Listen, the guy didn't harm anybody. Obviously, he's not doing it when there's custody there. There is people there. He is taking people and putting them in a food locker. I didn't do that. I tied them up, though, but I didn't hurt them. And he didn't either. And this guy doesn't seem that way. And he's a veteran. I don't see where they're giving him any kind of leeway because of his veteran status. Maybe he had PTSD. I don't know who this guy's lawyer was, but I'll tell you what, wasn't too good.
Because he was only 27 years old at the time. However, he was sent to a prison in North Carolina called Brown Creek to serve his sentence. There, Jeffrey was the perfect prisoner for 4 years. He was well behaved, and he didn't cause any problems. And as we all know, prisoners who are well behaved and follow the rules may have their sentences reduced.
Well behaved,
But that wasn't Jeffrey's main goal. No matter what, he needed to get out of there.
Now, that is not true. That's not true. If you follow the rules and you're well behaved, you're going to get your sentence reduction. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. 27, I was 34. A lot of similarities here, except for the type of crime and obviously the amount of money. Now the guy's smart, the guy's military, gets no break for his military service as well. So I'm not seeing, and I can tell you right off the bat, it wasn't a federal charge because he's in a North Carolina prison, a state prison. You don't go to a state prison, it's a federal prison.
Sometimes, Jeffrey would hear the sound of a truck pulling into the prison's workshop. The vehicle would drop off some materials and items at the garage and then leave. For him, working in the workshop meant getting closer to the vehicle, so he could use it to escape. So he petitioned the jail administration for a job in the workshop.
Smart, this guy's an
Jeffrey's
escape.
good behavior
Wow.
and activities convinced the jail administration to grant him this request. As soon as he began working in the workshop,
Smart. I've seen guys do this as well.
truck's arrival time.
They would get jobs wherever they want, maybe even just to look at a fence. I was on the East Shore in Atlanta,
Twice a week in the
a
morning.
spot where people tried to escape.
Before leaving the prison, the guards unload the needed items from the truck. And in order to ensure that no inmates were hiding in the truck, the guards conduct an extensive search, which include opening all doors in the trunk and looking in every nook and cranny of the vehicle. There was no way for him to get away in the truck unless he vanished. He needed to deceive the guards' eyes. And one day, Jeffrey quickly went under the truck and took measurements of the iron support bars.
That is done in all facilities, and they call it a sally port. Actually, whenever a vehicle goes in and out of a facility, in the facility, where somebody could actually escape order, it goes into a sally port. What that means is it goes into an area, a door closes, opens, the door goes in, the door closes behind it, it's in this secure spot. Then they inspect the vehicle. They'll inspect whatever. We're going to see how they inspect them. That's what they do in a sally port. And there's no way somebody can get in or out. Obviously, they're going to make sure that people aren't in the vehicles. They're going to make sure that the guards haven't broken. It's not only for people. It's for weapons. It's for stuff or contraband going into the prison as well. They'll check a whole entire system. Because if they bring in stuff in, they don't know if somebody in that facility where they get the product and has the authorization to be in that facility knows somebody wants to bring something in, whether it's guns or keys or food or whatever it is.
Took a cranny of the vehicle. There was no way for him to get away in the truck unless he vanished. He needed to deceive the guards' eyes. And one day, Jeffrey quickly went under the truck and took measurements of the iron support bars. Jeffrey started making a large wooden panel that could be hung between the support bars.
You're working in the area and they trust you after a little bit.
The panel
You can duck away. You can do a few little things. Listen, guards get lazy.
the same color so that
When they do something, same thing every time, they get lazy.
under the truck.
Seen that many
He
times.
had everything ready. Jeffrey waited for the best possible opportunity to execute his plan. On June 15, 2004, the opportunity came. It was
Now
raining.
before I get arrested, I'm
Guards
still
were
in prison
to
myself.
inspect the truck that day, so he knew that it was his chance,
Rain.
and that he must take advantage of the bad weather. He took the black panel and the pieces of cardboard, and as soon as
Whenever there's bad weather, people get lazy. They don't want to be out in the rain.
and laid
I mean, some of them probably didn't even check underneath it. They're showing how they're checking.
he took the black cardboard pieces he had and placed one in front of him to cover his head and another behind him to cover
This
his
guy's smart. This guy laid underneath the truck, and he had to make sure that it won't bounce off. He had to make sure when the truck moves, it's not going to, the panel he put, it's not like he had time to bolt it down.
The weather wasn't good.
He had to lay a board down somehow and then hold up.
Then they took a stick with a mirror at the end to check underneath the truck. They didn't notice anything strange because the black color of the
A lot of facilities also have something for under the truck. It's actually a well under it. So the vehicle comes over the well, and there's a guard underneath the truck inspecting it.
first prisoner.
They have that. I've seen it. I've been in facilities they had
The
that.
guards at the prison never expected this to happen, so they took some time until they discovered what was going on.
Now, him leaving the time of day is perfect because they do have a 4 o'clock count, and that's when they found out he was gone.
Okay, Jeffrey.
But he had a lot of hours to get away.
The authorities thought that he might try to return to his hometown in California.
From California, that's the first place they're going to go, your hometown, because you'd be surprised how many morons actually do
Jeffrey
that.
decided to stay in North Carolina, in a town near the prison. The town is called Charlotte, and is only a few kilometers away from the
He
prison.
stays in the town right
Therefore,
where the
he
prison
chose
is,
to hide in the
a couple
toy
miles
store.
away.
As soon as he entered the store, he looked like any other customer and began to think about where he could hide without being seen. The store was huge, and after searching, he found a large wooden display
Toys R Us are
wall
big.
with a small space behind it. No one could see him there unless they removed the wooden display. Jeffrey entered the small space and waited until the store closed. Then he went out and started his shopping.
Smart. Now he knows they're after him.
Needed.
So what does he do? He lays low in the areas. Now they think he's gone. They thought he beat the barrier. They set up a perimeter guard. Something like this happens. They have protocol.
So that he could
They will set up a perimeter and hope the guy doesn't break that perimeter.
to the manager's office as usual from the room.
Wow.
And there he found all the surveillance camera systems and the employee schedule and began studying everything carefully.
Man, this kid is smart.
Surveillance systems,
Fine. He goes into the office at night and gets the security systems.
angles of the shots, and all the details he needed. He then studied the employee schedule, knew their names, their working hours, and how the work was distributed among them.
Oh, this guy made this escape a job.
Needed to live
He's
comfortably.
getting all this information. I don't know why. How long can you stay in one facility? You got to get out of there. Once the heat's down, you got to go.
His usual spot behind the wooden display window, and only came out at night after the store was closed. He knew the police
Now, a
would
guy like an inmate is capable of doing that. I'll tell you what. He used to take it in solitary confinement.
He survived
Whether it be in small spaces,
sold
and able to.
which was
Mind. This is your mind.
see.
What would bother me in this one
He was in his store.
what happens if they change the display?
Entertain himself. He played
I
with
mean, you know, cars behind it. I'd be worrying every day somebody walked by as an employee.
months passed, and he
Look
was
at this guy. You see this?
in the
He's riding a bike and he's playing with car games and
It's like he was living in a prison, but he didn't want to break free until he had a solid strategy in place. However, the end of the year was approaching, and by that time, a store like Toys R Us would be crowded all the time. If Jeffrey remained here,
Oh, yeah.
he might put himself in danger of being found. Hence, he decided it was
Absolutely.
time to
Listen,
divert.
Toys R Us is a holiday store.
In fact,
It's kids.
the Toys R Us
They're definitely going to change the display, or you'd think they would, wouldn't you?
called Circuit City. However, the electronics store has been
I remember
evacuated
Circuit
and shut down.
I wonder if this, though.
The store was completely empty from the inside, and there was a sheer wall in the middle between it and Toys R Us. One night, Jeffrey climbed onto the roof of Toys R Us and walked until he reached the roof of the abandoned Circuit City building. He had stolen digging tools from the maintenance room in the Toys R Us store.
Wow,
He
this
used
guy
it
is
to create a
all
hole in the empty room of
Maintenance.
Circuit City and went inside the building.
Gets into the
He found
service.
the perfect hiding place a stairwell with an empty space underneath it, covered by light wooden panels painted to match the wall. He removed the panels and went into the space underneath. The space was small, dirty, and dark, but perfect for hiding. Jeffrey cleaned the place and then managed to provide it with electricity from the nearby Toys R Us store. He also installed ventilation and air conditioning, and he found a way to connect the two.
Ventilation, air conditioning in a little cubby hole, and he gets the power from Toys R Us. Are you kidding me? Not only is this guy smart,
Adjacent to Circuit City,
I'm wondering why he's doing all this and not getting the hell out of here. If he's this smart, he can get out of North Carolina,
under the stairs,
go to West Virginia,
the Toys R Us.
head west, head north, head south, go to Florida where all the wackos go.
The space he carved out for himself under the stairwell became his personal paradise. He had access to electricity, which allowed him to bring a bed, lighting, and a portable screen that he used as a monitor.
Lighting,
In order to
screens,
personal
monitors.
customers of the Toys
This
R
guy
Us.
did it all. If you're putting this kind of effort,
All cameras originally intended for monitoring.
this guy's very smart,
strategically
but
placed
dumb at the same time. He's like what do they call those? Autistic or something. What do they call those? A savant. That's it. He's a savant.
However, after months of self-imposed isolation, he began to feel bored and lonely. Many months have passed.
Of course, he's going crazy.
Escape.
Isolation does that.
That the police
And this is a self-imposed isolation. At this point, he's
decided to go outside.
totally able to get the hell out of
But
town.
before that, he shaved his beard and cleaned up his appearance so that no one would identify him. It was the first time Jeffrey had been out in public since he entered the Toys R Us store, and he was very
Yeah, he shaves his beard, says nobody's looking for him anymore. Nobody in the world thinks where he is. And I get that. That's a smart move in the beginning, people. But it's not a smart move for the long haul.
Toys R Us. But instead of
Too many people
he would
could
be
find something small and he
discovered
catch
that
it.
the
Too
money
many
was
people.
locked in a strong safe in the manager's room, which meant that it would be an armed robbery. However, he was unarmed, and during his exploration of the city, he discovered the location of a weaponry shop. He went back to his room to get everything ready. At 2 a.m.,
Oh my God, now this guy's gonna rob his weapons store. You know what that is? That plays in the FBI as well.
in the store,
Weapons are
like he often
big
does,
thing.
and stole 4 handguns, then walked out of the shop and went back to his
All he stole was 4
on
handguns.
November
I bet they
28,
didn't even know they were robbed.
2004, in the early morning hours before any customers entered the Toys R Us store. Jeffrey wore his mask and took his gun, and he entered the store. As usual, he politely asked them to be quiet and lie down with their faces on the ground. Then he asked the
Look at this
manager
guy.
to open the safe.
Puts it in. Now, what is that
All
picture?
the money
Sorry,
inside.
that was a
After
bad
taking the
picture.
money,
Whatever it is.
he ran to the back of the store and opened the emergency door, which triggered the
This guy's really deceiving people. Opening the emergency door so the alarm goes off. They think he went out back.
mislead them into thinking he had left. He then returned to his secret room in the store. The staff immediately called the police and told them that the thief had left through the emergency door. The police began searching the surrounding area, but didn't realize that the thief was hiding in the adjacent store. Meanwhile, Jeffrey was in his hidden room counting his loot, which amounted to around $15,000. He
We got 15 grand. You got 2 guns.
until the search operation.
Time to go, buddy.
After
Jeffrey,
3 days,
time to go.
started going out daily, strolling around the town, and visiting public places and shops without any fear of being caught. He even started going to the church in town regularly, where he
Oh,
met
come on. This kid, is this real?
including the church pastor himself.
You know, I gotta thank, first of all, I'm gonna thank the people on this store. They give us this kind of
the
stuff.
orphans,
Is this real?
and named himself John Zara.
You gotta be kidding me.
With a new identity away
This
from
guy's going to church out in the public in the town.
church and became an active member.
I mean, you ever get stopped?
A volunteer.
You ever have a run-in? Anything? You have a fist fight? Something happens? You never know.
And get to know each other better. However, Jeffrey told Lay that he was actually an agent in the American Intelligence Agency and that he was on a mission.
Agent American Intelligence Agency. Let me tell you something. Women are gullible.
For not telling her.
Women are stupid.
More information.
What did Mickey Mouse say?
Jeffrey shared the same story with everyone he met through the church, and they all believed it, or at least didn't question it. For a while, Jeffrey enjoyed this routine, but eventually...
Now he's with this Christian.
He realized
he blind. They got a guy who comes in. Nobody checks that ID. Obviously, he doesn't have fake ID.
And find a new way of living. However, before he left, he decided that he had to rob one last time. He planned to do the same thing he did in the first theft, but this time...
He's actually robbing
as he wanted
to get money. He's a smart guy. This guy is really smart.
So the operation...
No question about that. I'm questioning that.
Like the first operation,
I'm questioning
attack had to be in the morning once the store got open before the customers started getting in. He watched the employees through his screen, waiting for the opportune moment to surprise them. He needed all the employees to be in one place so that he could threaten them collectively with his weapon. He kept watching until he saw the perfect moment, and then he entered the store carrying his weapon. He pointed the gun at the employees, but what he didn't notice was that there was an employee who was far from the others. As soon as he realized what was happening, he ran from the store.
Listen, that's why I had multiple people on my route. Can't contain that many people alone.
And the alarm.
Somebody's going to do something. You didn't see something, and that's exactly what happened here.
This information and concluded that Jeffrey was still in the building. This time,
see that? Forgot to do one thing. Open the back door.
Room, they were able to find the hole that Jeffrey had dug between Wizard's shop and the abandoned sack store. They entered through the hole and began searching the abandoned store. After a thorough search, they were surprised to find Jeffrey's secret room and the things inside.
Jeffrey was not there. Look at this, people. These are real footage. That's real footage.
Danger and fled the scene before the police could catch him. The police were immediately able to obtain Jeffrey's fingerprints, and they knew that he was the same man who had escaped from Brown Creek Prison, which was located near the town. The police immediately printed thousands of copies of Jeffrey's picture with his full name on it.
Sure, they put it up polo. Be on the lookout for it.
After a short while, the people at the church recognized him and reported to the police that they knew him.
Well, everybody's going to recognize. They
also told them that this man had a girlfriend named Lay. The police went to Ellie's house and told her about the situation, informing her that her boyfriend was actually one of the most wanted men in all of America. She initially refused to believe the police, but after they showed her a newspaper article about Jeffrey Manchester's prison break,
come on, this girl cracked like a cheap vase.
She told them,
you're going to trust some broad like this?
At her place.
God didn't help her. And let me tell you something about God. The Bible, and nowhere in the Bible does it say tell him to spell a man. Let me tell you that. I know that.
Visit his lover at her house.
My sister, the biggest Christian woman in the world, rest in peace, passed away.
To a brand new mission.
She said, nope, nowhere in that Bible, Larry, does it say that you should tell. And I wouldn't tell. In fact, I lied.
Disappeared.
Got another conviction out of that.
He arrived home. He rang the door.
Wow.
And he was surprised to the police opening the door and surrounding
Jeffrey,
all sides.
This pisses me off on this thing. It really does, people.
Before the police.
How does this guy go to a girl's house knowing how the heat is on?
Apologized to her for
I'll tell you what can I tell you? That
his love for her.
That sex must be
that his really past prevented him from starting a new life with her. She remained silent during that moment and did not respond to him. But later in an interview, she said that she did not hate him, but she just felt disappointed. In any case,
you can't listen.
After 7 months,
you see the shirt I'm wearing, people? We can keep a secret if you were dead.
Years in a heavily guarded prison, which was much stronger than.
Oh boy, he's not getting out now.
The sentence was very harsh.
Unbelievable.
Like this, from the perspective of a thief or a criminal, we may feel that he is the hero, and we may applaud him intentionally, but in the end, we must...
I don't want to hear about that. They make you feel he's here. Listen, does the guy deserve the sentence he got? Absolutely not. Not. This guy was super intelligent. I give him that. Super stupid. One, for not getting out of the area a lot earlier. For two, starting a life in the town that you left the prison at? I mean, what do you do if somebody in the old guards join that church? Then what? What happens if some new guard comes on, joins the church, and then they have a function? What happens then? I can't believe it, guys. I really can't. This one's got me a little. Now, can I go 47 minutes? This is.
That's really shit. No. I don't think it's real, but if it is, that's sick.
Video today. Yes, it's a sad video as well. It's about child predators and a channel I'm going to review a video on is called Skeeter G. You know, when I saw this, looked up the word Skeeter, and Skeeter means actually mosquito in a lot of ways, and means to just skeet. Sexual tense means another word for ejaculation. Now, I don't know
What?
who's catching these guys, these predators. Just giving you a little note that I had to look up myself. Because penetrate, what is Skeeter? But we're going to look into this. These guys go after the predators, which I'm all for getting these people off the streets, please. Now, before I get started, check the book out. Gangster Redemption talks about the hard times, the rough road I took to get where I am as the biggest true robber in America. But this is the good book. We had some difficulties coming out. It is coming out now, and it's going to be a doozy. You're going to love it. So thanks for your patience on that. Let's jump into this video. This video is about a predator who's 32 years old and preying on a 13-year-old. Now, as I try to tell people, as a man who's in the law for so long, it drives me nuts because there's different levels of crimes. Got it? Let's jump into the video. Okay, this is last year in April, and they're gonna catch a guy, 32. He's gonna come his birthday suit in the shower.
So this is the chance we have for our boy Fernando, who's coming here to take a shower, and we're going to try to have him pour up a mimosa.
Now they're getting this guy. You see how they're getting him? There's an app, I guess, that people go on. I didn't even know this app. And obviously, they're in California. You can see that right there. But it's an app where people, I guess 13-year-olds and young kids go. And my biggest question now,
What? I don't know any apps like that.
do parents know about this app? I would never let my daughter be on an app like this. Now,
Never
look,
even heard of one.
they're arresting this guy, Fernando. Obviously, this is the beginning of the video. And they're putting him in jail. Now, this is my questions right now. Who set him up? How? Hey,
What?
everybody, Larry Lloyd. How secure is it? Can somebody be set up wrongly? Because let's face it, being accused of something like this and it not being in his contract can be just as bad as the crime itself or the accusation.
But you're probably wondering how he got himself.
How does this guy get himself in? I'm wondering, how does this guy become naked? And why does he stay naked? I don't want to get him naked.
Fernando comes across our decoy account on the Whisper app. And
It's called the Whisper app.
Conversation.
Decoy, they have a decoy drone.
What's yours?
It boggles my mind. Do people not watch the internet or watch YouTube or watch something? How don't you know about this? And if he's doing this boom, how many times did he get away with it? Think of that. How many people has this guy abused? This guy's a scumbag. And look at the way she's talking. Obviously, in text or wherever.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much they're doing that as for dramatic effect. But I don't get people. It boggles my mind when it can be either manipulated by a 13-year-old, if it's a legit 13-year-old. We know it's not. Or what sick brain do you have to want to be 13-year-old? Now look, they got him sitting naked. They can put some freaking clothes on people. L.A. Previous day. Now, this guy's name is Skeet Hansen. You know, I think of Hansen from the
Yeah,
Catch
Chris
Predator.
Hansen, yeah.
I think it's Scott Hansen or something like that.
Chris.
He's the one who did Catch Predator.
Fernando also gave us quite the experience. And it was a little different than the previous day. Fernando came across our decoy account on the Whisper app. You know, he starts the conversation. The girl tells him that she's, 14 or 13 years old. Gets right into it.
This guy jumped right into it. Right into it. No preamble, no little bit long talk. Ask him, is the cop. Well, sure, I'm a cop, so get off the phone. We'll get off the text. This guy was a predator for a while. How many times did he get away with it? And I don't think the guy's too smart. Obviously smarter than a 13-year-old, real, but this is a sick person. This is a predator.
A family man. Do this.
And this guy's a family man. Two young children.
That's messed up.
Between, Fernando and our decoy before he was ready to come on over.
This guy jumped in a car, one
Now, we
near
had
Texas, and
some
came over.
absolutely crazy content the previous day. And on this day with Fernando, we decided to try to one-up that.
They're getting crazy content, as you can see. That's what he's saying.
Take his clothes off.
And they want him to take his clothes off and get in the shower. These guys are going to the extreme. They are catching the guy bare ass.
Not really. No, I don't fancy a burger, really. Fancy a kebab. No, no, no. Mayo, please.
Yeah. Wow. So the decoy Courtney is on the phone with Fernando. He's on his way to Hero's car. So, we get into a position and get ready to have this.
I'm kind of wondering what kind of authority these people have. Obviously, I'm not sticking up for the rights of these wackos. But how do you know legality? A good lawyer might break this, say it was a setup, say they didn't show something else. Are all his team, all his cameramen, are they clean? Do they have perfect records? Because I'd start bringing them in and questioning them. Could they just be, want to be a superstar on TV or something like that? So I don't know the legalities here. I know if cops do it, it's a whole different thing. They got to have warrants. They have to have a judge's approval. It's a whole different thing.
He says it's dangerous that you're underage. It's dangerous for him to come up in this house and take a shot.
That's my law background, people, and that's what tears me apart a little bit because I hate these people. I mean, I told you I very rarely use the word hate, but it's real strong here. Look at this girl's voice, dude. Hi, how are you doing? What's up? Hey. And this guy can't figure this out? What a moron this Fernandez is. He should be in trouble. Wow, see the size of that camera? It's big. Now, they have a lot of stuff. I know it is illegal to tape people without them knowing in some states. I don't know about him coming into another person's house. So I'm sure, listen, there's a lot I'd like to know legalities here. Yes, I don't know if I could hold back. This guy came to, I think he'd want to beat the shit out of me.
He will walk in. He's sparking up conversation with the decoy, trying to make her comfortable. You can tell by his voice that he's pretty nervous. So, he pours up.
You guys can tell. I don't get that. They're telling that he's pretty nervous. He should be. He's going to a 13-year-old's house.
How does he know that just about 15 feet or so around the corner from him, there is a camera crew of about 10 guys?
Look, he's giving the shaka. Do you guys see that? That cameraman's going like this. That's in Hawaiian. That's shaka bra. Means hang loose.
Now, just by hearing, we could tell that Fernando had poured himself a mimosa, and he was really starting to, get comfortable.
This guy goes to this 13-year-old's house and pours a mimosa himself. You want to talk about getting comfortable? Wow. How many times did this guy do this? I hope they really investigate this case.
Performance as the decoy. It's just, astounding. She's doing a great job. But we needed her to go that extra mile. We need to get this guy, Fernando, in that shower.
You know that? They want to get her to get him in the shower. I don't know if I want to see that. Not even a good-looking guy, but a fat pig. Disgusting. I could care less. This is why in prison I got, if you know my past was abuse at a young age by a priest. Not to the full extent, but enough to know that they're scumbags. And, you can go two ways. Some of those people who get abused become abusers, or some go like me, they want to kill them all.
This guy is in the shower.
In the shower, you know what he said?
Holy
I would want to be calling the cops right now and have them sneak in and actually film it with their body cameras. That's my mindset. Knowing that, is this footage going to be legal? Because I don't want to see this guy walk. And I'd love to know what happens. I'm going to start watching more of these people because you guys asked for it. And I'm going to give you my opinion on these cases. Good, bad, and indifferent.
He's talking to the decoy from the shower, trying to get her to come inside and join him. I mean, Fernando, she's 13. Come on.
This guy, the Skeeter G is saying like he can't believe it. Fernando, he's there. No shit, you're doing this for videos. You've got 89 videos of predators. You must know they're scumbags. Look at this. Look at this. They got all the people coming to the bathroom.
How did you come here?
Look what's. They had a piece of shrimp over his genitals.
Area down there was not very impressive at all.
It's kind of funny.
If you could imagine.
This area down there is not impressive.
It's pretty much a shrimp.
Pretty much a shrimp. That's what
The
they put over.
bush to penis ratio on Fernando was
You hear that? Bush to penis ratio. I never heard that.
not impressive at all.
Guess he don't manscape. There's no commercial there. What up?
Let's come on here and talk on this couch. No, it's okay to need it. Like, who needs clothes nowadays? Anyways, let's go.
Put his clothes on. I mean, it's crazy because even the cops will make him put his clothes on. I don't think they want to see this fat, disgusting pig naked. And whose house, this girl or whatever decoy house you want this guy sitting on your furniture? I'd burn the furniture.
Still had to have.
Burn it.
Do we have a towel anywhere?
Look, now, obviously these guys have not shown a badge or anything. And this guy's listening. So, I mean, we said he didn't want to see a shrink.
Cover up some plastic something similar to and kind of for example, one of those things.
Yeah.
I mean, we know you're nice and clean, so if you want to use the
He's
blankets.
got a little solo cup over his penis.
What's that?
You don't want to talk. I don't blame him. You shouldn't want to talk. Listen, I'm not sticking up for this guy. I think it was a bunch of friends of mine. And that means everybody I know, if we were in there, he wouldn't come out. Sorry.
This be your profile of the Whisper app.
This Whisper app, I want you guys to look into it. Because I'll tell you what, I don't know this Whisper app, but I'll tell you what, my daughter would be nowhere, anybody I know would be on this Predator site. I guess the Predators know about it. I'm not saying they can't do it anywhere else, but obviously,
The girl tells you that she's 13 initially. She asks you if it's okay.
didn't even say she was 19 and she should come up and she was 18 or 17. And I almost feel for those people that get manipulated thinking the girl's 18 or 19 and they're 25. But 13? Tell her 13 right now?
Fernando, you're naked. Okay? You're sitting here naked on the couch. You can't sit here and tell me that you weren't planning to do anything with this 13-year-old girl that you're here.
See, I think he's losing the case, people. I think they're trying to implant stuff into him to have him say something. They didn't read him his rights. Well, they're not police. But none of this could be admissible if, obviously.
And that was an awfully quick shower. Did you scrub in between the knees?
Here's the deal. We're already here. We're already filming you. We can already call the cops if you would prefer that. What?
What do you mean they could already call the cops? Better call the cops.
It's the first thing you should have done.
I want to get that straight. You got to understand what this is.
Why'd you want to know if she was a virgin? Would it be better if we just talked this through? Or would you rather talk to the police?
They manipulate this guy. Good kid.
Who are these?
Oh, you hear that? They found. Now, first of all, these security guys, they took his phone.
Nothing really surprising.
I mean, but he's got two kids, two young kids.
Find out that the guy has kids himself.
You know, I'm all for forgiveness and all for second chances. But I'll tell you what, this tests my, really does test me very much. Married kids. Okay.
What is naked on the couch? So say something. Explain yourself.
All these people are throwing questions at him. Why don't they just get him to leave? If they hit him, they're assaulting him. You know, that's number one. If they actually hit him, they would get sued for assault. Now, this guy says security. Don't mean shit. Obviously, he does have a badge showing.
The oldest person is that she's dated.
Now this guy's quiet. Oh, this guy's gonna have a real nice time in prison. They're gonna make him cry, all right? But I'll freaking slam her right where it lands.
I'm sorry. What are you sorry for, Fernando?
What are you sorry for, you scumbag?
I want to know what you're sorry for.
You're sorry you got caught.
How'd you mess up? I mean, so you knew it wasn't right before you came here. He stripped down.
This guy's not gonna make it 5 days in prison. They're gonna beat his ass up and rape him, or I'm not kidding. This guy's cunt. He's lucky if he listen. I wonder if he's anything allowed to do. That would be something. Now he comes over to California from Mexico. Is illegal.
You're married.
Sorry.
I mean, what would your wife think of this? I mean, you're sitting here.
You already said, what would your wife think? She's gonna know. This is in film. And I wonder if they had to get permission or something. You know, this is really interesting stuff legality-wise.
When they get here,
Oh, boy, this guy's stupid. He's asking if he says something. The cop won't know.
answering our questions is going to be 15 minutes. You could have done this earlier. Answering your questions is going to be in your best interest.
Mosquito G is really fun. Tell him it's in his best interest to answer. But really? You know, the stupidity of people.
I wish
obviously
you luck,
shocked me.
hero.
And I know I don't want people to think I'm sounding like I'm just thinking my legal mind goes crazy. We can look at this girl. We can work for you.
I think man is an understatement.
Not enough hatred.
He fucking just like that.
I'm still waiting.
They are lying to this guy up and down. This guy has decided to
Not ready yet.
It's fun sense.
oh, come on, Stevie. It's so yeah, that's not to me. I know you're trying to be funny. You're doing a serious thing here. You should keep it where it belongs.
Not long at all. You don't. Do you want
We
to
should never did that.
emotion?
They have the right to be found.
Again, why is that guy saying he has the right to remain child? This is great. I'm torn. Torn as a person who knows the law to a person that thinks this guy should be thrown off the Empire State Building. And I know somebody there. I think this guy's obsessed with this guy's penis a little bit too much. Now listen, you know how I am. I don't give a shit.
Option here, Fernando, is you just talk and answer the questions we have.
Why is his best option to talk?
I mean, it's actually not.
No, Skeeter.
My hatred is too low.
He said too much already. You guys are blowing a case at me. They should have been called right away. They should have been notified, and you can walk to the cops and I want to help set it up. We want to do this, and we can give it 5 extra do that or something.
And challenge.
You don't like off where they again. You don't want to lose this case legally and let this case back on the street. Are you afraid?
I would assume younger from the pictures. But I would like Fernando to answer.
Maybe that's not.
No, security got his wallet. I would say
he's got his wallet. They robbed him. First thing he should say is I had $500. Who stole my $500? Nobody here's got credibility. I'm not kidding. In a law case, as a juror, this is a questionable case right now. How do they know he didn't know him? I mean, there's so many things that he might have thought and said, and he's gonna say he's a good lawyer. I'll say he's gonna get a good lawyer.
If you don't answer our questions, we're just gonna keep roasting you.
My hatred
That's how
is
they
too
do
low.
it. And he puts jokes like
There's something here, Fernando. Something. You know, something besides BS excuses. You know, what brought you in here? You know, when did this attraction of third still start? I mean, is it an addiction to the internet, Fernando?
Now he's putting words in his mouth.
Is it something you
You
go
want to talk about a defense? This tape is a defense, people.
Fernando, can you take your face out of your phone?
He's trying to get content. And content's going to hurt. I know I repeat it, but I have to. Because it's kind of getting me mad now.
Not enough hatred.
You don't need a 33-minute video. How about 18 minutes? You put this scumbag in jail.
That's so fucking true, holy shit.
Ow. Hands with the predatorial. It's needed, but it's come down.
Let me guess, the skeeted thing is like pranks. So this isn't even gonna be a real fucking thing.
Oh, that's not. Man, they're trying to make more of this. You know, they're trying to make a comedy out of a sad situation. Listen, a lot of young people watch a lot of stuff. People, this is wrong. These people prey on young people are the worst of the worst. But this guy's not making anything better. So I don't think it's right. Now they're lying because he hasn't been changed. You know, you can detain someone by intimidation. So,
My pack is
you
full.
hear that? I have a feeling they know about these guys.
Why can I not hear the video? I don't get that. It's only on his side. Why can I not hear it?
Cops asking the question. It's important. First thing you say is, do you have permission to do this? Do you have stuff? How do they know it's right? These cops have dealt with this, and obviously asked to talk to the detective. I guarantee the detective is saying,
Need more hatred.
you guys are screwing shit up, guys. I'd like to interview a detective. Matter of fact, I'm gonna interview a detective on this and do a show on it. So. See, I think they could have did this so much better. They're not gonna take him naked, but you're obsessed with this guy naked. A little weird there. Yeah, see, the first thing the cops do is go get his clothes, put his clothes on. Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna tell the cops that they went through his belongings. Well, it's tape, so. Thank you, police. Thank you. Put his clothes on. Sort of nice. Why they're trying to make that a big deal? They're lucky the guy didn't just walk. He could have walked out. And that would have been funny because they couldn't do shit about it when they get to a man where this happened. These guys should be learning. Predator places should be learning. I like what Gideon did. Front the guy better. That was actually fun to tell. Now the cops are arrested. What do they know? I'm telling you, it's a tough case. You're going to see a lot happen here. And I need to follow up on it.
You won't survive that.
So many excuses already in my head. This is not the end of this case. You see what he's doing right there, people? He's double locking the cuffs. They double lock cuffs in their own keys. The thing doesn't keep getting tighter. Police, they're good police. A lot of police don't do that. But that's, you know, give them a lot of credit. California is one of those areas that have two to a car. A lot of places don't have that. Out here in Florida. Maybe Miami. I'm not sure. You guys are scumbag. Let's get that straight. Went to a 13-year-old's house.
Yeah, no shit, but
legally,
yeah.
there's a lot. I can get that out of it. What are they? I love the security. Who's it? Rent-a-car. Those guys are...
My hatred is too low.
So you have these naked. If I was the owner of that Airbnb, I'd be pissed.
I can't carry anymore.
You guys try to be more clowns than they do, I feel serious. I don't know about that either.
Sweet revenge. I need more hatred to do that. I'm overburdened.
Can't hear the video, it's fucking irritating.
Not enough hatred.
I gotta stop this guy now. I gotta stop him. You're trying to say like these people are normal. They're not. Just don't do it. Of course, you're normal. They're sick predators. Bingo. In the game. It should be on. You want to talk about something that happens to shut down if that's what it is, and that every parent in the world lets their kid, and I know how hard that is, so I'm not saying he is parent, but I'd be really concerned, and I'd be checking stuff out on it, and educating myself. Just say to somebody, oh, run across a 13-year-old, just don't do it. Of course not, don't do it. And you gotta call yourself out for being, want to ask you, unprofessional. And I'd like to know what happened. Say these charges were
I need more
not
hatred to do
serious
that.
or whatever. What was the outcome? I'm going to try to find out the outcome of this case. And I'm going to let somebody know. And I want you guys to let me know if anybody knows what the outcome of this case was. Please contact me. You know, get on there. I'm going to be commenting on this. You comment, like and subscribe. Please notify me. Send it out. I want people to see it. But I know the people with the legal mind
Well, that'd be
My
questioning
hatred is
a
too
lot
low.
that was done in this case. That's the end. So does that mean ejaculated on? I get it. I get it. Predator show, they're exposed. But when I watch the other shows, the Catch a Predator, they actually had it set up a little bit better with these involved as well. Listen, there's a lot of legalities here. Right now with this home, Amy says, one thing, someone went there and his daughter said, there's a million excuses. If I had to think about this case as a lawyer, first of all, why they did they held him. They're saying they didn't. They have security all around them. They put him down. They take his wallet. They go through his wallet. Where's my $1,000? What's the $500 that was in my wallet? One of them robbed me. They tried to go. Listen, I'm not sticking up for predators in any way. But I'm also wanting to do it. So I'm going to do a few more of these. We're going to get a cop on here. I'm going to get a detective Neil. He'll give us some oil. So, with that said, everybody, stay safe. Of course, you know the predator. All the cops let him.
Did he actually end up doing that?
I know it. Won't know it either. Let's just leave it at that. I've been known to my temper. I'm not going to lose it anymore. I'm going to let the proper authority handle this case. Have a great day. Please stay safe. Check out all the links. Check out everything else. Please subscribe. Hit the notification button. And comment, because I'll be on there commenting with you. Tell me what you think. Skeeter? I don't know the name. Not impressed. Have a great day. Hello, everybody. Larry Lawton here. I'm a former jewel thief, known as America's biggest jewel robber, and robbed between 15 and 18 million dollars up and down the east coast of the United States. This is Ask Me Anything. And here we are live from Key West, and here's some questions. First question, how did you get started in the business of specifically jewel thieving? Well, the first jewelry store robbery was a setup. It was a jewelry insurance job. The owner wanted his store robbed. The mob set this up for me, and I knew where the main stuff was going to be in the safe. I knew there was only one person in the store. I knew the owner was going to be there. I did have to set the robbery up like it was a legitimate robbery, which it was, because the person in the store didn't know. And they couldn't know. Obviously, when the police came, they would, maybe figure that out. But, so the first store was a jewelry setup, and that's what got me into the jewelry business. Wow, a lot of money in this business. And I don't recommend it. Believe me, I don't recommend it. Next question. What does it feel like the first few days in prison? Wow, great question. The first few days in prison, you're in shock. Actually, it takes about 1.5 to 2 years before you know you're in prison. You got a long stretch like I had. So you lose 2 years. It's a survival mode. Your whole body goes into it, your brain goes into it, and you're figuring out the system. Your life has changed. It's upside down. It's a whole different world. So the first few days are really shock. You're just shock. Next question. How did the scenario of being caught cross your mind? Did the thought of being caught motivate you, give you a thrill, or did it cause you to consider quitting? I never pictured even getting caught. I knew I'd get caught. Everyone knows they're going to get caught. Anybody who's got half a brain knows they're going to eventually get caught. You keep doing it. Even the FBI asked me Why did you keep doing it? You had money, you know, you were living the life, you had your own limousine, you had horses, you had a boat, you did everything, you had homes. Why did you keep going? It was such a thrill. There was no question. It's an adrenaline rush. It's hard to explain. I've done every drug in the book, and there's no drug that can compare to the thrill of robbing something. I was a professional. I was driven by completing the crime, getting the money, and had an end goal. I wouldn't hurt somebody or just do it for a thrill. I did it for a reason. It was money. And I was motivated that way. And I'm not proud of that. It is what it is. Ask me anything. This is what it is. I've always been curious about how plausible it would be to pull off a jewelry heist during a blizzard, utilizing a snowmobile as a getaway vehicle. Is this something you considered during your career as a jewel thief? In your opinion, would this be a viable option, or do you think I'm watching too many movies? I don't know if you're watching too many movies. Have fun watching movies. No, I don't think it'd be plausible at all. Where would you go? In a snowmobile? How about snow traps? I think they could follow you. I don't think anything like a getaway like that. You have to blend in, and I don't think these snowmobiles would be going on. I did rob jewelry stores during weather-related, meaning if it was raining hard or something like that, that was actually good for me because there's less people running around, walking around. Cops might be at an accident somewhere of that nature. So the elements do matter. But as a blizzard, it didn't say, okay, I'm going to wait for a blizzard to happen. And a snowmobile, that's James Bond stuff. That's not reality. But keep watching. Have fun. Next question. What about the red flag sign that something valuable could be easily stolen? You know, that's funny. Whenever I walk down the street or I'm in a city and I see a jewelry store, I look at what they're doing and I say, wow, that place can be hit. I don't look at things so I can steal that. I mean, I had opportunities to steal Rembrandts, Picassos, Van Goghs. I mean, artwork. There was millions of dollars. I never robbed it because you can't get rid of it. I do look at the opportunities for could this store be robbed because they're making a lot of mistakes. And it kind of, you know, bell goes off and say, wow, he's vulnerable. Next question. Do you still have any of the money left over, or did it get taken when you were caught? Not only do I not have any of the money, I got out of prison $67,000 in cash. The federal government will take everything you have, which rightfully so. I'm not pissed at anybody. Obviously, all my money was gotten illegally, so I don't deserve the money. Then you have what they call restitution. You have to pay back some people. Most criminals don't have money left over. That's an old fallacy. Oh, stash the money. Of course you wish you would have stashed money, but nobody does. In fact, I don't know if you know John Gotti. John Gotti was a famous gangster. I actually knew him. And John Gotti once told all his gangsters, if you ever have a 401k plan or start saving money, I'm going to kill you. Gangsters never retire. And if you have more and more money, you have more and more reason to rat. And I didn't rat. People always, oh, you must have stashed a lot of money. No, I didn't. I wish I did. I hate to say that. I wish I did, but I didn't. And now when I got out of prison, real poor, and I work hard now, it's just the way it is in the criminal world. What was going through your mind when you were finally caught? Wow, what a question. I guess relief. You know, a burden goes off you. Although, right when I first got caught, I didn't know how big they caught me. I didn't know it was just one robbery and they linked all the other robberies together. Because it was doing about 22 stores I robbed. And I didn't know how much they knew. So I was thinking, oh, I can get this. My first one but I couldn't get bail. And when they didn't give me bail, it started settling in. And believe it or not, it was a relief. It's kind of hard to you know, what do you mean relief? But it was a relief.
Not enough hatred.
Next question. How much did you actually profit from $15 million in jewels? I assume stolen goods carry just a fraction of that value. You're right, about 30%. So if I robbed $1 million ring or $1 million screw, I'd walk away with about $300,000, depending. Some pieces are more negotiable when you know what you're doing. Obviously, like Rolex watches,
like a $5,000 Rolex watch, maybe $6,000, I would get $2,000. Every Rolex I brought in, I would get $2,000. So if I brought 50 Rolexes in, I got $100,000. You know, stolen property always has a less value, but you need the fence to get rid of whatever it is. A fence is a person who takes stolen goods and gives you cash for them, and then he resells them to another person, or it could be anything. It could be steaks, it could be cars, it could be a glass window on a car. There's fences for everything. Next question. Were any of your heists anything like the movies? What was the closest it got to that? My getaway on the last heist where I was shot and my partner was shot was a movie getaway, like the shots were flying and we're squealing away in a car. So it was crazy. I did set up some of the heists, thank God I didn't commit them, that were like a movie as well. So I totally understand that part of it. I'd say the getaway in the last heist, and if you're listening to my book, you'll hear about that in the book. If you listen on Spotify, iTunes, it's pretty wild. And the getaway is a getaway of all things. Next question. If you have a chance to do it all over again, but this time only get 6 years, would you do it again? That's the easiest question I got. Absolutely not. I wouldn't do it again. No time is good enough for me to lose my family. When I went to prison, I had a 15-month-old daughter and a 6-year-old son. And I lost their lives, and it's my fault. I got out of prison, and my daughter was 13, and my son was 18. That's tough, man. And I would never do it. Now I have grandkids. You know, being a criminal, and people ask me all the time, what would it take for you to get back in the game? Or how much would it take for a robbery? I tell them, there is no amount. If somebody's going to rob you, you're going to get caught eventually. And why are you going to take that chance? Time's tough, man. And what I'm learning is the older I get is time is precious. Don't waste 6 years of your life for anything. If you live to 80 years old, that's about 8% of your life. 6 years. You're willing to give up 8% of your life? That's a tough one. And no, don't say, yeah, I'd do it for $1 million or $5 million. Think about it. Once you're there, first of all, you may never get out of that prison. You may die in prison. And
my hatred is too low.
Experiences that are horrible. I had to fight for my life, and I've been stabbed twice. I stabbed people. I could have got a life sentence. So the more you think about it, no way, there's no amount would do that for me. How did you feel during the robbery? Did it spike adrenaline, or did you manage to remain calm? Also, how did you feel after every successful robbery? Great question. The adrenaline spike is off the charts. It's the people who control that adrenaline who become successful criminals. I controlled adrenaline very well. I controlled emotions very well. I was able to act, if you want to call it that, beforehand, so the person in the store didn't realize, hey, mate, what's this guy up to? He's nervous. I was able to keep calm and get everything under control, so it's harder than you think. And afterwards, I always wanted to be a fly on the wall. I always wanted to know what was going on, how long it took the person to get there, the cops, and get out of the stuff. It was one of these things, and I couldn't, obviously, stay around. You know, it's crazy, and I never knew. To this day, I never knew. So, but afterwards, you do feel good. There's no question. There's no calm. But then when you got $1 million of jewelry in the trunk of your car, it's kind of like, I guess, I hate to say it, rewarding. And you beat them, you beat the system, and you got away. So that's the feeling. That's being honest. Next question. What do you think of the recent Germany heist? Well, that's a good one. First of all, total professionals, and a little bit pretty bad security by the museum. $1.4 billion was stolen of some rare jewels, dating way back into the probably 1600s. Some of it's priceless. They put an estimate of $1.4 billion, but they really don't know how much. Total professionals. They knew when to do it. They knew to shut the power off and the whole power grid. They also knew that the glass that this stuff was behind was not bulletproof, which I'm really surprised. So somebody dropped the ball on the security in that place. So the hardest part's going to be is
How are they going to get rid of that kind of stuff? It's all signature pieces, so you can't just sell it. You have to break it up into smaller pieces and take all the gems and stuff that are out of these exotic swords and a crown and stuff. And I think it's going to be hard to get rid of. I mean, how do you get rid of jewels like this? So this is a heist that they planned very well, and they probably had an out before they stole it, that most professional criminals do. So I think that was a pretty good question. Another question, why steal jewelry? Why not collectibles? And why did you specifically choose to be a jewel thief? Well, I didn't specifically become a jewel thief. I was a gangster, and my first jewelry store robbery was actually a setup. The owner wanted the insurance money, so when he got the money, I got the jewels. And that turned into a lot of money, and then I said, wow, I can do this and make money. Why not collectibles? Well, even cash. Cash is king. I always say that. But, you know, you can't rob $1 million in cash. It's not as easy as you would think to get cash like that. For $1 million in jewelry, or a very large number of jewels, you can steal and get away with it. Case in point, they stole $136 million in jewelry on France a few years back. Think about it. You couldn't steal $136 million in cash. How would you lug it around? You can't do that. Obviously, the jewels was in a briefcase, and we stole $136 million. The collectibles, obviously, they can be stolen, but it's a lot different. You might need a truck. You might need a different getaway. Where you're going to get rid of them. Everything has to have a fence. But jewelry picked me. I could say I don't think I planned to go be a jewel robber. I ended up becoming a jewel robber. Next question. How did you manage to evade the FBI for years? What led them to catching you in the end? Well, I don't know if you can call it evading them. I didn't know how hard they were on my tail. They did know my MO, my modus operandi, so they knew that I'd go in acting like a builder in the area where I was, and I was looking for a jewelry ring for my wife, and I had to upgrade it. And so I had a same MO, and then the FBI caught on to that, and then how did they catch it? Let me tell you how good the FBI is. The FBI used to flood the area where I was at. They would actually go to all the jewelry stores in the whole area and interview other jewelers that I might have cased. And they'd also take the cameras out of all the stores, the Wawas or 7-Elevens, anything in that area. They would take those and they would look at them and see if there was some kind of similarity between crimes. And how the FBI caught me is one of the jewelry stores that I did not rob, that was trying to sell me a ring, actually got my license plate. And they got my license plate, and the car wasn't registered to me. It was a rent-a-car. It wasn't registered to me. It was registered to a guy who worked with me, not in the jewelry business. It was my neighbor, and he would rent the car. He was 350 pounds, so I wasn't 350 pounds. They go, wow, this isn't him. But they looked at the co-driver, and once they showed pictures of me to the jewelry store, the one I robbed, the other ones they picked and said, wow, it's him. And then they started piecing together the other robberies, and like I said, the FBI is good. Next question. Presumably, you have stopped stealing. I have. Not even thinking about it. What keeps you from doing it again? Is it simply because you were caught and you know you'd be caught again? Or did you come to some moral epiphany and did the thrill go away? I'm genuinely curious to know what would make a successful criminal stop. I think we all change. I don't know if it's a moral epiphany. I think everybody changes. You're not the same person you were when you were 20, when you're 30. You're not the same person you are at 40 when you were 30, and so on. And I think people evolve. I always say I think criminals stop being criminals because they grow out of it. I don't believe in long prison sentences to reform people. I think time reforms people, and here's what I mean. I think if a person does a crime, they should do 3 years. 3 years. What do you mean? I said, yeah, he sells 5 kilos of cocaine. You should get 3 years. Maybe the 3 years will open his eyes that this isn't the life he wants to keep, and he loses enough in that time. But he got to do 3 years. The next crime he commits, he gets 7 years. There's a whole 7 years. If it doesn't get to him, he's getting older. He doesn't change. He already did 10 years in prison. He doesn't change. He gets out, he does another crime. Not a life sentence. It doesn't do anything. Unless it's, wait, let me emphasize that. Unless it's a violent crime where you're hurting people. Of course, rape and murder and stuff of that nature is off the charts. They should do certain things to people. The next crime he commits, he sells drugs, he should get 10 years. Now he's done 20 years in prison. By that time, he's either too old to do it, lost all his connections, everything's gone, and society is not at risk or anything bad. And the person changed, and we're not housing a person for life in a prison that costs $28,000 to $30,000 a year to house one inmate. Doesn't make sense to me, and I think we can complete and the same objectives without destroying so many lives, and our system could be better. Another question. What's non-jewelry thing you saw that you wanted to keep for yourself during a heist? Well, that's funny, you know, that's really a pretty good question. Whenever I went into a jewelry store and I robbed a jewelry store, I took a clock. I know it sounds crazy, but I took a clock. Like they'd have like an antique clock. I'm talking the small ones, not like a big piece, of course. Small one or a different kind of clock that was in there. It could be like a designer clock with a little bell in it or something. And I always took those clocks, and I don't know why I took those clocks, but I did. And it's something I think about often now. And I said, why did I steal a clock? But it's something I did do. Here's another question. You had an impressive skill set. How did you build them, and what pushed you into crime? I think organization is my best skill set. Planning everything out obviously is the skill set, but you have to really pay attention to detail. I'm very detail orientated, and that skill set you hone over time. And as you go, you become better at it. You understand about casing the place better. You understand who's coming and going. You understand if there's any police in the area. What mailman, did he drop off mail at the time? When's the customers coming? All of those things are attention to detail. And I guess my skill set is also nerves. I can handle pressure and nerves very well. Some people can't. A little case in point, I had a guy who said he can work with us in doing a jewelry robbery. And not everybody can, thank God. And like I say, I always say I'm never promoting this. He couldn't do it. He actually panicked. Whenever I even tried a new person to get in this business, I made sure I had a second out so I can cover myself if something went wrong. And sure enough, it did go wrong. He panicked. He was supposed to come around back. He never did. He actually left. You know, some people said, why didn't you kill the guy? Well, and the guy just left you hanging. I kind of had an idea he didn't have the nerve. And it takes a lot of nerve and, I guess, guts. And you have to stay calm under pressure. And then when you can do that, obviously you become good at whatever you're going to do. Sadly, I picked this profession. I wish I didn't, of course. Next question. What are your thoughts on your actions now? Do you feel reformed? Well, I know I'm reformed. I mean, if you call reform not wanting a crime, trying to help people not commit crimes or get into that business, that's me all the way. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I don't want to see anybody in this whole world have problems like that. So, yes, I'm reformed. I love what I do. I like helping people, and now I'm giving my life to some of these YouTube videos to try to show people how people can change, that people aren't all that bad, no matter what they've done in their life. And last question. Was it worth it? Follow-up. What do you think you'd have done with your life if you had chosen a different path? You know, nobody's ever asked me that question. That's a great question. Was it worth it? Nothing is worth losing your kids and losing your time the way I did. So, no, it's not worth it. Do I regret it? I don't regret much in life. I don't think you should live life in regret. I don't think anybody should. It is what it is. It makes you who you are. Do I wish I can do it differently? Absolutely. I wish I never committed any crimes. What do I think I would have done with my life? That's a great question. I personally would have loved to stay in the Coast Guard for 30 years. I got hurt in the Coast Guard, so I couldn't stay. I would have loved to stay in the Coast Guard. I think that would have been my path, and I would have retired there, or maybe a lawyer. I like the legal profession. I like to try to help people. So I think helping people get less time and stuff like that, I think is important. Well, I hope you enjoyed me answering these questions. And I think, we're opening people's eyes, I'm enjoying communicating with people back and forth. It's amazing. When I watch a movie, I watch it a different way than you might watch it. Because of a man who did some seriously very big crimes and stuff, I look at things of how they could have got away with it, how realistic it is, good and bad of it.
This is Larry Lodge, America's biggest jewel thief, and today he'll be reviewing some famous heists from the movies.
All right, everybody, I'm back. Before we start, I just really want every...
Güte.
To check out our member program here on YouTube, and we are on Patreon. We got some really cool stuff. And listen, this is the biggest disclaimer in the world. Please don't try any of this. This is all about movies. I don't endorse crime in any way. You all know that right now. But I wanted just to emphasize that it's not cool, so to speak. The movies are cool. I love movies. The first movie, The Town.
Mentioned police officer.
The first movie, The Town.
Mentioned police officer, 57 years old. As soon as his partner leaves with a cold bag.
I know, I'm on my period right now.
Didn't touch that.
He cracks a Harold. You don't look up until the guy gets back. Matty McGuire. Cummins Armored Curry. 5'10", 220, 52 years old.
What really jumped out at me was in the background when they were explaining to guys, the guards in the armored cars, there was a jewelry store behind them. It's amazing how I actually just picked that up right away. I actually noticed Renard Jewelers that was in the background. It's crazy. But what really struck me right off the bat is what information they had on all of the people in the heist.
Picks up every Wednesday and Friday at exactly 8:12. It's $110 a day. Carries a Sig 9. He's about to get robbed.
I mean, it really is amazing the detail they had on these two guards. Their height, weight, age, what they do, they did their homework. That's Pretty good, man. That's exactly what I did. I knew who was in the store, who was coming, who was going. They jumped, they went hard, they took control of the facility really quick, and if you notice, they locked the doors behind them with zip ties so no one could come in on them. Great move. Another great move. Did you see him flip through the money? When he flipped through that money, he was looking for what there was there. Either a die pack or location devices. Not all of them are die packs. They have what they call location devices that will just stay with that money and follow that money. That's more dangerous than a die pack.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's not your money. You understand? I'm glad it again. Get on the phone. You too, brother, man.
Notice how he talks to the lady, and he knows more than the lady. She said that the time lock was on at 9. He said, no, he's 15. Check it out. They know their stuff. They are prepared. The girl is super nervous, which is again, that's normal. I've had reactions during robberies that are a person that laughed, cried, different things. So people's emotions are different. How they handle that stressful situation is kind of interesting. And the dynamics, you don't know what they're going to do. You have to be prepared for everything. And he was. Very well organized crew. Everybody had a job. Everybody did their job. The one guy went and got the security footage in tapes. Same thing I used to do. I used to take the tapes with me. I didn't put them into a microwave and destroy them. I'm assuming you can do that. But with FBI technology today, I wouldn't trust that. I wanted the tapes in my possession out the door.
What? Oh, did somebody get any? You pulled the alarm? No. Did you? Pull any alarm? You motherfucker. Okay, now.
You always have someone who's the wild man. The guy started beating the guy. Never a reason for that. Never. I never had to do that in any of the robberies I committed. And again, I'm not proud of those robberies. It's just what I did. But what I really noticed here is when they did something stupid, people started looking at them and they saw the tattoo. They saw the tattoo on the back of his neck. Identification mark. That was a mistake. A mistake will get you caught.
Pops, guess well, Dan, we're gonna need it.
Get away. Major bad move. Taking a hostage. And it's now kidnapping. If they got caught, it was a bank robbery. Now it is kidnapping. If you take a person, and I'm not a lawyer, but I know a lot about the law. I think if you take a person 100 feet away from that facility, it's considered kidnapping. Not only that, once she's out, she can hear things. Even though she was blindfolded, she could hear certain things. She could maybe hear bumps or a siren or going by some, building or area that she knows. She used to hear a sound if there was a construction site in the area. She used to walk to work that way. She would know what direction they left at. There's no reason whatsoever to take a hostage in that situation. Well planned, well coordinated, well executed. Except for a couple of minor mistakes, these guys obviously were the pros. And but again, don't do this at home. No, come on, guys. We all know these are movies. Enjoy them. Enjoy the lockdown, what you're doing as well. All right, we're going to go to the next movie. The Dark Knight. Again, this is another wild one, and it's another bank. It's another wild kind of robbery. This is a great movie to review.
Three of a kind. Let's do this. That's it. 3 guys, 2 guys on the roof. Every guy gets a share. 5 shares. It's plenty. 6 shares. Don't forget the guy playing the job. He thinks he can sit it out and still take a slice. I know what they call him, the Joker.
I did get a kick out of this. They're all talking about the guy who planned the heist, the Joker. Why they call him the Joker? He wears war paint. You don't know who you're working with. You're doing a major robbery. But again, it's a fun movie. Gotta love it. I love movies, man. You know, as bad as this lockdown is, and I'm calling it a lockdown, catch up on your movies, guys.
Here comes the silent alarm. And there it goes. It's funny, it didn't dial out to 911. I was trying to reach a private number. Is it a problem? No, I'm done here.
Boy, shot right in the back. And there is my old adage. 3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead. And again, it's a movie. But man, how well do you trust somebody you're going to do a major robbery like this and don't know who they are? I mean, come on, guys. Great movie. There was a great twist they threw the guy, the bank manager, which we know in the movie is one of the dirty guys, but it was pretty cool that they had him come out with a gun. Like, really, what manager would carry a sawed-off shotgun in his work? Wouldn't happen. Obviously, couldn't even happen there.
He's out, right?
I love the masks. I really do. I mean, I just love all that kind of stuff. Again, if you really want to talk about descriptions, you don't need to wear a mask. You can just alter yourself in some way or another. And believe it or not, that's just as good as a mask. I love the way they made the banks with the tables of cash. Make it real easy. That doesn't happen in a bank, just to let you know. They have county tables, they have big tables, but they're through a whole bunch of different things. And it's a table with counting machines and stuff. It's not just sitting there waiting for a robber to come in and take it all out, unless it's ready for the armored car guy. Even major banks don't carry that much cash anymore. There is a certain day they do have cash, and it's usually on paydays when they have it, but it's not like it used to be. A lot of things are electronics anymore, everybody, so it's not like it used to be. Jewelry stores are where it's at. And I didn't mean that to rob a jewelry store, of course, I'm only joking. I think the Joker's going to kill about another 7 bus drivers because they all have to be in on this. Guy comes out of the wall, no one honks a horn, no one hits him, no one stops. Again, it's a movie. Love it. Next movie up, Good Time.
Next?
What blew me away on this one was the disguise. The disguise was one of the best disguises I saw for a movie ever. It looked so real, you couldn't tell it was a disguise. Obviously, they went into the bank, they used the note, which is pretty standard, you know. And if you don't have a firearm during the commission of a felon, you don't get 5 years. By the law, and I'm not a lawyer, but I know the law, especially the 924C, it's using a gun in the commission of a felony. mistake. First mistake I noticed is when they told the lady to get the money, the 65,000. You know, I guess they put a number on it, thinking she's going to go actually get 65,000, and they would never have that in a drawer. Is they didn't tell her, hey, no die pack, no location device. If you say that, they're not going to put it in there. Not going to risk somebody getting hurt. They're, tellers and bank employees have one motive: get you out of their place with nobody getting hurt. So that was pretty stupid not to say, listen, no die packs, no location device. And obviously at the end of the scene, we're going to see what happens because of that. I mean, it was really well executed, but you also would never let the lady go back into the vault. I knew a guy who did robbery, something like this. He actually went into the bank. He went in with a large check, a $75,000 or $100,000 check. He asked for the manager and says, hey, listen, can I see? I want to deposit this open account. The manager wants him in real quick. He had a briefcase. He opened the briefcase, and he put a piece of dynamite with a timer right on the desk. The guy looked at him. We used to hear his stories. It was crazy, man. I love the guy, though. He was a nut. But he used to tell the story. The guy would look at him, and now he would say, listen, go into that safe and get $150,000 or whatever number he said. If you try anything right now, I'm going to walk out and detonate this bomb. Everybody was, oh, my gosh. The guy went in, gave him his money. They got him out. And the reason he did it that way, and he explained, he goes, because it gave me time to get away. Because they can't just hit alarms, do anything. They won't have to evacuate the place. They have to clear it with a bomb squad. Again, I'm not trying to tell people. I've just heard it from some of the best who did robberies in their life. But guess where I heard it from? In prison. So nobody gets away with it forever. You never get away with it. You will be caught. And again, I'll never ever recommend any of this. This is movies, and I'm just reviewing movie heists. So remember that when I'm talking to you guys.
Stay with me. Where did you go? Where are you? Is you in the bank? You're circling around. I'm on the corner. You drop me off. You're going to get back here right now. I'm outside the Mango Rico. Yes. I'm so sorry. The cops, they moved me here. They were over there. Let's go.
What had me a little bit smiling was when the guy wasn't there. You all know about a robbery I had when the car wasn't there when it was supposed to be. It was a screw up. But I had myself covered. These guys were done. What happens if that guy never did come back? Now what you're doing? Obviously, you wouldn't use somebody like that either. You'd have your own driver. Or there have been robberies, guys use a cab and get away with it like that as well. So that is possible. All of that is somewhat realistic, to be honest. And they make mistakes because people aren't real criminals. And thank God they're not.
What was that sound? What the fuck?
That stuff doesn't come off. It would take a lot and the money to, it's pretty much ruined, if you want to call it that. Die packs did, and they worked for a while, but obviously the criminal world picked up on that, and they won't work. How die packs work is either they have a device on them that when the pack is opened, it explodes, or it leaves a certain distance, it'll explode a die pack. That's all it is. So it would go off like that. And I'll tell you what, man, I've heard of it going off. I don't know anybody who had a bank job and the die pack went off. I do know cop friends of mine tell me about this happening as well. And it's kind of, Listen, it's an amateur move. Again, all of these devices in banks, they don't catch the professional. They catch the guy who's, I hate to say it, hard up on his luck. He's doing something desperate, and usually there's more to it. And hopefully the system sees that with normal people and made bad mistakes. They need to pay a price, but they don't need to pay for the rest of it. Especially a guy with a note. I don't believe that at all. I'm on the compassionate side. Our next movie is The Other Guys.
We got it. Come on, guys, have a good one.
No, I got one. Mark Wahlberg was benched, so to call, we're going to call it that, benched as a detective, and he's wanting to get in the action, so it's a kind of funny movie.
Come on, fellas. Wednesday night is taco night at Rikers Island.
What I loved about this movie and the Wrecking Ball and everything else, it was a jewelry store. They at least got smart. They got to the jewelry store. You get out with a lot more jewels than you can cash. You don't know that now. Anybody who's been watching my channel knows that. So, pretty good movie. But I love all these guys. I love the actors in this one. This was a... And look at the names actors in this one. This is pretty fun, too. Another good movie. Entertaining to watch. I don't know, maybe heists are entertaining. I don't believe my heists were entertaining. I really don't. And again, I always say this, I'm sorry for that. And that doesn't make me that bad guy. I believe that. Okay, I got sad. Tough thing to see. Did you see that SS Charger get crushed? I'm not a big car guy, but I like cars. I like different kind of cars. That SS got crushed by that wrecking ball. Well, anyway, the other guy's pretty funny movie. Another one scene. All of these clips were sent to me by various people who want me to review them. And thank you, everybody, for doing that. Keep sending clips, stuff like that.
This guy's an amateur.
When I was arrested, I was facing life in prison. I got a lot of questions. What did I listen to? Not the nicest sound. Keys rattling, cell doors banging, shouting, noise of fights breaking out, alarms ringing, the madness of solitary confinement. Here are the top 5 songs that saved my life while in prison. This first part is the emotional anchor. I'm going to talk about a song, how it resonated with me in prisons, and why it helped me through sometimes tough times. Because music did help me through some tough times. We had a transistor radio with a pair of headphones. Literally, it cost $100, and that's what we had. Well, I'll tell you, the first song that really resonated with me was Paul Simon. Paul Simon is one of my greatest artists, period. And I used to sit and listen to 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Now, I know like, what do you mean? You're in prison. You want a lover. In fact, I didn't want one. I didn't want my wife. I was married at the time. I didn't want her to have to wait for me and do things. She's young. You got to remember, my wife at the time was 12 years younger than me. I went to prison at 34 years old.
I thought he was about 12 years old, then I was like, fuck.
And I'm going to answer 20-year-old woman. Stay with me. Now, we were friends. I didn't say it didn't hurt. I didn't say everything. We're still great friends to this minute. And what I never did was, I used to sit and listen to 50 Ways. There's good songs, and
That's so not what I was expecting.
The outside world. This is what I'm going to resonate with you is another Paul Simon song. Now, not all Paul Simon songs, but this is another one. As you know, I think people who do know me know my.
I'm not. No.
The next one, question. What gave me a glimpse of hope? That's a great question. Well, I'll tell you what song, this is all about songs, gave me a glimpse of hope. That's life. We all fantasize about our perfect home. Let's get real for a minute. For a song. I know you guys don't know that song. That Life by Frank Sinatra. Well, That Life was actually...
Why do I just not know any of these?
I talk about redemption all the time. But you can't have true redemption without forgiving yourself. You can't. I mean, you walk around that good place. You can't do that. You can't live life that. There's 2 songs, actually 2, and I'm going to mention them both. They're both by the same artist. They're both by Sweet Home Alabama by Leonard Skinner. So that came out, I think, in 1975.
Leonard Skinner?
Was 73, maybe. I think. First one is Freebird. Now, Freebird's a long song.
Freebird's fair enough.
Just blow you away, and you can't.
I'm a free bird now.
And the song is Sweet Home Alabama. No, I'm not from Alabama. But Sweet Home Alabama, I got to learn.
Why?
Piano in a couple of days.
Why piano?
Bobby since passed, but Bobby was a concert pianist in Carnegie Hall at 7 years old. Ended up going to prison. He got a 20-year sentence for drugs. unbelievable what he would do. He would play for, and I met Bobby in Coleman Prison, and he actually played the piano for all the bands. And when I say bands, like the church band, like the reggae's had,
Reggae's, I've never heard of.
The Catholics, the Christians, the Muslims, the Jews, and Bobby would literally play the piano for all of them. And Adam was home at the time, so I'd go down there with him. And I said, Bobby, I want to learn how to play Sweet Home Alabama and Old Lang Syne. Old Lang Syne is dun, 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 dun.
No.
That's Old Lang Syne was the New Year's song. And it's New Year's in December sometime. And I said, I want to play that song with two hands. So I used to sit and watch it. I used to say to Bobby, can you play a song? And he'd go, what's the name of it? And I go, I don't know. He goes, Bobby. And I go, and start playing it. It was
Not ready yet.
This guy's brain worked differently. And this is the funny part, guys. He had narcolepsy. Narcolepsy, where I'm sitting playing, he teach me how to play next to me. He's doing this. He would fall asleep. Literally just, I go, Bobby, I got it. Funny as hell, but Bobby passed away in prison. I got to know him so well. His dad used to visit home with my dad, and they come in together. And we sit together at that time. Bobby had been, and what a jolly heavy kid. Having like the funnest guy I'd ever want to meet. I think whenever I think of a piano playing, whenever I think of Bobby. Well, that and Sweet Home Alabama. I said, Bobby, I want to play the song. It's Sweet Home, and it's singing everything. I actually know this. Sweet singing everything, and I had that down to two songs that go two hands, guys, and a couple of things. Now I can't. I'm not mechanically inclined, but that's the songs that gave me a lot of redemption, and it made me feel good because of the people. Forgive you for yourself, all that. Bonus question, huh? Good question. I like that question. The songs that made me sad, or the songs that I listened to make me almost cry, is usually after somebody passed away in prison. You know, I'd hear Candle in the Wind by Elton John. Elton John wrote that emotion. He was so good at that song, you know, the light when you see it. And he made it, you know, it's about Norma Jean with Marilyn Monroe, actually. And he actually did a remake of that song because that song came out in, I think, 1973. Elton John's song came out with, it was about Marilyn Monroe. It's called Candle in the Wind. But he made a remake of that song when Princess Diana died. And it was all, actually sang that in the Westminster Abbey and the cathedral and all of that. Pretty wild. He's amazing. And that song, if somebody passed away in our prison, we knew it, or something happened, if I ever heard that song, I did it a lot, you like, you know, it hit you, you know, you just start thinking about that. Say, it was about to me, it was because of that song with Princess Diana, but you just do it that way. That's just the way you did it. And I did. Candle in the Wind would do that. So I think that's pretty good. But now you know, guys. Now you know all my songs and what they mean to me. And I am, as you can see, all over the place. Have a great day, everybody. Please stay safe. See you next time. Hey everybody, Larry Lawton here for another great cooking video. Before I get started, thanks to my sponsor, Manscaped. We're getting personal. And it's we talk about it. We just go to Manscaped.com. Well, I've been waiting for this video, and it's kind of funny. You know, I went shopping for what I did. I felt like I was in the commissary. So this cooking episode is going to be about a dish I learned in USP Atlanta. We call it pizza. It's not pizza, but we call it pizza because we had, if you want to call it, a Doritos crust, and then we put cheese on it and stuff. And I'm going to make it for you guys right now, and you're going to really enjoy it. Here's what you need. Obviously, my tools for the trade. In my book, what do? I have my razor blade, my trusty razor blade. Also, I got the little plastic stuff they used to give us on a big day like Thanksgiving or something like that. They would give you the plastic stuff. Obviously, they didn't have metal stuff and utensils in prison. It was always plastic, and we used to steal stuff out of the kitchen. What do you need? You need, depending on the size of your order, you need 2 bags of Doritos. Now, we used to sit on, we can feed in this video, we're going to show you how to feed about 6 people, but it's a huge meal. You can feed a lot of people with it. What we used to do is we get a guy take this new one in. Hey, Paulie, pick up a tomato. He gets 2 cents out, get 50 cents, maybe they go for $1 if we can't get tomatoes that week on the commissary, because you don't sell them in the commissary. We steal them in the kitchen. So you say, Paulie, check it out, get a tomato, you're on pizza, get an onion or another, get a bell pepper. Hey, you pick up the cheese. Whoever picked up the Doritos, that was the most expensive part. The one guy would pick up a ramen noodle soups. We used to use in prison also, we sell this on the commissary, summer sausage. So yes, this is part of the thing. It's going to make the meat in pizza. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be real good. Trust me, it's going to be good. I'm starting to get a little excited because I'm hungry. When I'm hungry, I eat. So let's get right to it. You need a box. Obviously, I got this box. Whatever they sell, they would sell you a case of ramen soups, or a case of soda, or canned something. Whatever it is, we would get these boxes. And the reason we got these boxes is because they're like our tray, our pizza tray. So now you have cheese that they sell off the commissary. So somebody can pick up the cheese. So now you have your ingredients, you have your stuff. What do? Okay. First thing you do is start prepping. What I'm going to do is take some sausage, it comes right through it. Now, always eat the whole summer sausage. Because last time it wasn't the kind of guy, what do with that razor blade over there? You see that? That was with the razor blade. And then, of course, you peel it. And, of course, you make it easier with this kind of stuff by going like this. And then you can peel it with your stuff. Now, also, I learned this meal in USP Atlanta. When I was in Atlanta, I was on A1, and I remember a guy making the meal, and it was myself, Lee Sharrow. He goes, you want it? I go, what do you mean you want it? They told me what they were doing. And then how I did it now is I altered it a little bit. I made it a little bit different by adding my own stuff in it. And what I mean by that is some people like certain things a certain way, so this and that. I don't want the meat part, you know, and we would make the tray where we have no meat on that side. It's like as if you order a pizza, pizzeria with a pepperoni and a plate. Same thing. So now all I'm doing is fuck this summer sausage. Why would I doing this with everybody? Can you see this? I am literally doing this with the razors and stuff that I did in prison. Before you know it, every weekend we have a pizza coming. Of course, with the booze. We're of course making the wine every Friday night, which come out. If something went wrong, it didn't come out until Friday night, meaning, you know, cards forwarded, something happened, and we have to, you know, make it come out another time. Now, what would happen is we start this meal, someone would go to chow, the other guys did when they songs and start this meal. And before you know it, they come back and somebody would say, hey, we're going to pizza at 8 o'clock at night. You know, last move was 8 o'clock at night or 8:30, depending on what unit and prison you're in. And he said, okay, guys, we're going to have pizza at 8. The reason you had to do that is because we had one microwave per unit. When the prison goes in, we didn't have more than one microwave. So what we used to do, we said, you know, hey, I'm next. Put your bowl in the microwave, and then, you know, you're next. This is not a big microwave meal where we're boiling water and doing stuff like that. And I can tell you how many times I've seen fights. People get stabbed over this. Because listen, when you're working and you're doing stuff all night and you put up your $2 and $3, that can be a big deal. I mean, it's not like everybody got all the money in the world. That's not how it works. So you got to remember that as well. So, you know, a guy puts up his $2 or whatever it is, he wants in on this. That's a big deal. And you go and mess with him. I ain't messing with the dude. All right, we're going down to this. Now, as you can see, we're taking this, we're bringing this over here, taking it in the microwave. For a minute and a half, just to start see what's going on. While that's cooking, you get ready with the other stuff. Next up, tomato. As you can see what I'm doing, everybody, I'm just cutting up this tomato. I heard my microwave go off, so now I'm going to check this, the microwave. Oh, look at it, everybody. Oh, it's starting to get cooked a little bit more. You don't want to cook it too much because you're going to be cooking it again when you cook your pizza. So you don't want to do that. Remember that. Now, usually we had a bigger box, we had bigger microwaves than I have. Well, we used to take a tomato, an onion, a bell pepper, and 2 bags of Doritos and make a good one. Sometimes you can get away with 1 bag, but who wants to do that? This is Friday night. This is pizza night. Now, look at that, everybody. You just leave that right there. It's all ready to go. Next up, you gotta get an onion. You always get an onion. I won't cry. Maybe I will. You know, onions are the one thing you like to get because you can put them in your locker for long periods of time. They cure themselves too. You have to eat with them. See how they cut up too. That's the way they cut up. So we would take an onion and once you cook it, you'd only use half of that onion. And then when you use half of the onion, you still got the remainder of the onion. But you can actually cut an onion in half, use that onion, and keep it. We had got people when you make meals, what I'm doing, and sell them. You know, they sell them for $3 a stamp or something like that. So it's $15. Now the guy who makes it knows that it's going to cost him $2 a bag of this, it's going to cost him this, it's going to cost him $16 to take the whole thing, but he knows he's going to make money. So that's a hustle. Everybody got a hustle for it. Now I'm putting this in here, and the reason I'm doing this is because when I put it on the pizza, I'm going to put it all over the place. Okay, see these kind of bell peppers? This is what you get in prison too. When I saw this in the grocery store, I said, get this one, look at it. It's the one you're going to get, the crappiest one, but you know what, we didn't care. They all work, everybody. So we get our pepper, cut this pepper up, and this is kind of stuff, everybody, we made on pennies. When you ask a guy for a ramen noodle soup to get in, or you ask a guy to get a tomato, now he can rob the tomato out of the kitchen. If he knows a friend there, and says, hey man, I need a tomato, man, give me a tomato, I'll get you something tomorrow. I'll get you from the store, man, or hey, listen, man, I'll clean your cell, I'll do something, or, you know, whatever there's what they call bartering. So when you want something, there's a way to get it. Now, you know, I told you there's bad ways. There's, you know, the drug selling, there's everything else that goes on in prison. And I hate to see young people get hooked into that because that's a pathway to the hole, to addictions. And again, there's more drugs in prison than on the street. Trust trust me, I did them. I did them all in there. Because before you know it, someone's going to approach you and they're going to say, hey, listen, man, you just get us to the yard, we'll be cool. Or, hey, man, you want in on this? You want to ride on a train, they call it, or, jump on a bus, which is their group. And it was that protection. And I seen young kids get sucked in and hooked into the drug business. Before you know it, they're either stabbing someone or selling their ass or doing whatever they got to do to survive. And it's some sad stuff in there. If you're making bad choices, think about that. All right, now everybody, we're here. Now we're going to do the prep. This is the fun part. What's the next thing you do? Need a garbage bag. Any garbage bag. We used to get garbage bags at a kitchen or a council's office. The guards at the desk have a bucket. They say, hey, go get bags. You get it, you steal one. You do something, whoever the orderly is. Bag was easy to come by. That's how we used to get the wine and cook that. And you take this, and you put it in here. That is how fish. Now, when people are done with this pizza, I'll tell you why I'm not going to tie it. Some people like to take their thing and then turn it inside out and shake it. So they'll put the food in, they'll cook it, they'll come out with the bag and shake it, and it gets all together. I don't like that. I'll show you why. Me? Taking my bag, put my first layer. Okay, you got your first layer down. You take your cheeses. You had cheese just like this. You buy them off the commissary, and now you do this. This is the first layer. And listen, I was in Atlanta, and I seen a guy do something stupid while a guy was cooking this and stab him right away. And boy, that trust me, we all ate though. The guy didn't go to the hole. I mean, it was a private thing, and they took care of themselves. And boy, if you think I didn't eat after that, but we talked about it. We said, man, what's wrong with us? And you start thinking about it. Then you sit down at the table, and you're looking next to you, and one guy's got life, one guy's got 3 life sentences, another guy got 50 years, and you wonder, this is terrible. First life. Then take some of your meat, put your meat in there. This is the first layer. Remember what I'm doing. So it's the first layer. Now this, which you put in here any way you can. Hello, baby. I'm getting hungry. Layer up again. I didn't say I could eat this one, but it sure is good. You don't want to break them up. That's not the object of the game here. Take your next layer of cheese. Now, just to let you know, you guys can alter this any way you want. This is a foundation I'm showing you. I've seen some guys who love fish put sardines in this stuff. I'm not going to happen to me. Whatever you want to alter it with, then I put my remaining of my meat. I put your toppings again. Oh man, I'm getting excited.
Guys, wait! Important message. First of all, I'm Rory Reed, and you're watching Auto Trader. Here's why.
Okay, next up, you take this and you put it in the microwave. That's what I told you. I have a box. You gotta get a box that you can put in your microwave. If not, you can cut the box down. The box is the foundation. The bag is your stuff, so you're not eating all that popcorn. Now put it in. Start it in 2 minutes. Now, as I said, you can alter this any way you want. So what some people would have done is they say, hey, lads, you turn these down, you guys know it's in the college, but anyway, you break up a ramen noodle soup, you cook it in a bowl, and the only reason you cook it is to get it sauce so it's not crunchy. Some people would like it hard. Everybody's out. Hey, Lord, can I get some? Hey, Lord, can I get a little? Come on, Lord, you hold me. Come on, I did you right. Might get a big battle for my ticket or whatever it was. Hey, I need something. Just give me a little. Everybody wants this at the end of the day. Because there's sometimes, again, if you don't have the money to make it, eat it, and stuff, and things are different in prison. The little things matter. That's what I've learned in prison. Okay, wow. Now, look at that pizza. Look at that, everybody. That's a pizza. Now, the next thing you do, okay, see what you're doing? Look at that, everybody. Look at that. I cooked for 4 minutes, depending on what you want to cook. As you can see, look at that. It's perfectly cooked, and the sausage was pre-cooked a little bit because you want to get them cooked.
It's not pizza though, it's fucking nachos with a bit of shit on it. And it is shit, by the way, because I would not fucking touch that. Parmesan cheese is fucking disgusting. The most fucking grim shit ever. I don't know what the fuck a summer sausage is, but it's probably the most disgusting meat on all time.
In the joint, it was just Marcelli and I. We made a little one. So look at do it, see? And we gotta remember how thick this is. And down below, the cheese melted, so it actually gets better. You see that, everybody? It gets better. Both sides. And look at the meat. You don't know where you're gonna get it. And what makes it different, everybody, is the layers. You layer one, cheese it, and you get it. It's cooked, and the cheese goes down and up, and it lays in, and all that sauce and juice and stuff gets into the chips. And I'm telling you guys, that's prison pizza at its best.
It's not a pizza! Who's gonna tell him? That's not a pizza, it's fucking nachos. Again, nachos with a bit of shit on it. Nachos. This is the weirdest thing. Oh no. Oh, fuck, she's got me beat up. Beat me up. Oh no. Yeah, this is the end of it. Nope, I'm gonna die. Oh no. Dumb. Dumb. Keep that over. Come on. How is it going to be? I don't have it. No. The fuck? I think I'll fuck this. Oh no. Oh no. What fucking hell? on it. Fuck. Oh my god, fucking kill. Bed. God, it's not even that. No. No, that's not your going. Okay, you know what? It's still like 10 minutes. 11, and I'm terrified. Fuck. Oh no. Oh no. Definitely. Going to cave. Hmm? She's gonna kill me. She is going to kill me. She is going to kill me. She's going to stab me with this hand. I'm going to be fucking killed. Terrified. This is hard. No, I can't do this. No, it doesn't. I'm fucking dead. Going to die. Sure. Bet she's online. There is not enough. Just save me.
Have you spoken to Orin?
Not yet. What does one say to an ancient nephew ghost?
I suppose.
I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna get killed. How does that not sound?
I do know, you know, volumetric glass is to mixing and titration. Apply heat to a volumetric glass back with boiling glass is you learn nothing from my chemistry class. No. Look, remember?
Alright. Let me tell you something else. This chemistry. Okay, this is hard. It's hard. Cooking is hard. And the shit I cook is the bomb. So don't be telling me
Shit you cook. Shit. I saw your set was ridiculous. And I not make garbage. Produce chemically pure and stable product that performs systemically. No adulterants. Baby formula, no chili.
No, chili peas, my signature. Not a
Yeah, well, we'll see about that. No, this is volumetric glass. Yeah, I do. No, you don't. Volumetric glass is to mixing and titration. Apply heat to a volumetric glass. That's what boiling glass is for. You learn nothing from my chemistry class? No. Look,
Remember? Frick. And let me tell you something else. This used to. Okay, this is hard. It's hard. Cooking is hard. And the shit I cook is the bomb. So don't be telling me.
Shit you cook is shit. I saw your seven. Ridiculous. And I will not make garbage. We produce chemically pure and stable product that performs systemically. No adulterants, no cleaning formula, no chili.
No, chili peas, my signature.
Not anymore. Yeah, well, we'll see.
The reason why I called you over is for your loud exhaust.
Okay.
Any reason why it's so loud?
Yes.
Why's that?
Because it's modified.
Modified?
Yeah.
What do you do to modify it?
Just an exhaust.
Just the exhaust?
You can have back exhaust.
Okay. Can I favor turn your vehicle off? Alright, David, you're being cited for loud exhaust and modification of the emissions, which are a violation of California emission standards. You're being state referee. If you are found driving the vehicle again, you will be arrested and the vehicle will be towed.
Well, I'm from Arizona. My friend's an officer. He told me that you're allowed to be in California for 10 days.
That's not true.
Yes.
Where do you live in California?
I don't live in California. I live in Arizona.
California.
No, I don't. I moved.
This is the second time I've told you.
Yeah, I know. I moved after that because of you.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to deal with this.
You can't continue to drive the same vehicle, and if I see you in the city again, I'm going to arrest you, and I'm going to tow your car. Do you understand?
I'm allowed to visit. I'm allowed to visit California.
And the reason why I called you over is for your loud exhaust.
Arizona.
California.
No, I don't. I moved.
This is the second time I've told you.
Yeah, I know. I moved after that because of you.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to deal with this.
You can't continue to drive the same vehicle, and if I see you in the city again, I'm going to arrest you, and I'm going to tow your car. Do you understand?
I'm allowed to visit. I'm allowed to visit California.
And the reason why I called you over is for your loud exhaust.
Sorry. Please.
This is probably the worst death in the history of mankind. The execution of the Hungarian rebel, Georg Dose, in the 16th century. He was forced to say way more than you could have. Resetting to default could work. We're gonna reset this to default, and then we're gonna make it happen. I don't think you can reach for. Nothing wrong with that. Casually added another 9,000 horsepower.
As you do. And dude, at this point, those numbers don't even impress me anymore, man. Let's just give this another run, I guess. What could go wrong? The fuck is that? I guess. What could go wrong? The fuck is that? Why is there a vaporwave playing off this car? 3, 2, 1, go. That was a different sound. besides the start, so far feels pretty much the same though. It just doesn't accelerate that much. We could try putting in a different drivetrain. Yeah, let's match the Escudo. I think that's a good idea. It will probably give us the best results. Traction control, you think it's necessary? I'm just gonna put it on. Right now I'm just looking for maximum performance. Attempt number... I don't know, I stopped counting. Holy shit! Okay, wait, I have to shift. I have to shift. Shift up. Okay, fourth. Oh my god! Fastest 0 to 100 ever conceived. Okay, there it is. There's the speed. Uh-oh. No. I cannot keep this car straight. Holy shit. Okay. We got something. Now just keep it. This is impossible to control. This thing is absolutely impossible to control. That acceleration is out of this world. I can try wall riding. That doesn't even work. That's even worse. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. I don't think I can reach 400 though. A little bit. It's good. 371. I'm not sure what I could do to improve this, to be honest. Like, I put racing tires on, but I guess it didn't get applied here. I can try putting them on manually onto the car, but I think then it's going to go back from the AMG1 tires. It's going to revert back to the original tires. Let's see what happens. Okay, I need to restart. And the fucking speedo. Oh my god, dude. Oh man, this is much better, I think. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a quick 400. I can just barely not reach 400. That is so sad. That's unfortunate. I don't think I can improve the gearing anymore. It's already completely maxed out. Like, it's the longest possible gearing. That's all it can do. More traction control, I think, might help. I mean, at this point, I think we're just limited by the top speed. I can get there without problems. It's just, I don't think we can get more out of it. What's up, Kodoro? Oh, we just hit 400 for a second. We just hit it for a second. Do you think that works? I mean, we changed the engine. The resetting to default could work. So we're gonna reset this to default, and then we're gonna do it again. I don't think that's gonna do anything, but we'll see. Oh my god, no, never mind. Holy fuck, it's still going. That actually worked. What was the top speed there? We got close to 500. Okay, go. Lift up. Go. I don't have any nitrous anymore, but that's okay. It's still pulling. For an 80. For a 90. Please, 500, please. No, why would you pull down? It was so close. Unfortunately, after an hour filled with... I don't know, I stopped counting. What? How does that make any sense? Yeah, sure, let me just roll with it. That's gonna be perfectly fine. So we have more than 3 times the horsepower compared to the kilos of the car. How does that make sense? This makes no fucking sense. Why? How? What the fuck? It doesn't even have a powerful engine. It's an NSX engine. That makes no sense. That makes actually no sense. It's an NSX engine. How does it get to this fucking conclusion, man? 10,000 horsepower, man. That is a joke. Okay, yeah, I'm done. I'm fucking done, man. I really think the game is going to crash if I do any of this. This can't be right. This cannot be right. And that actually reverts us back to 2000. This is not going to work. I'm gonna call it right here. That is not going to work. Yeah, I'm going to take this car to the test track first. This car needs to be tested in a lab, okay? I'm not doing the event right now. I'm taking this thing to driving park, and we're gonna see what's actually fucking wrong with this car, man. Turn off driving aids, because we're definitely not going to need those. At 1500 horsepower and 540 kilos, yeah, we don't need driving aids. Just pedal the throttle 5 head. Oh my god, dude. The game is going to crash. I'm sorry. This is not going to work. I'm just going to lightly, very, very lightly tap the throttle. What the fuck? Holy shit, man! What was that delayed start? It actually can't even go that fast. That's actually, all things considered, that's kind of underwhelming. What's the nitrous button again? I don't remember. What is the sound when I hold the handbrake? It sounds like a spaceship. What is the sound when I hold the handbrake? It sounds like a spaceship. We completely wrecked the car, chat. There's now, like, earlier there was a little bit of potential there that we could make this. Unless I can actually tune this somehow. Like this, maybe? Yeah, just put it to 25. We're gonna need everything that we can get. Attempt number 2.
For many years.
There it goes. Oh yeah, that's just first gear. It's still pulling. That's gear number 4. No. Oh, that's a 5th gear now? It's not really accelerating anymore. I am going to go insane. I'm going to put a different engine in this thing, and we're just going to see what happens. I'm going to go full evil German scientist mode. Park the randomizer for a second. I'm putting in a scooter engine in this thing. Well, car. Right. Let me first go back to the tuning shop and see what happened to the car. Do we still have our horsepower? Oh, now it's 25,000. Okay. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Just casually added another 9,000 horsepower. As you do. And dude, at this point, those numbers don't even impress me anymore, man. Let's just give this another run, I guess. What could go wrong? What the fuck is that? Why is there vaporwave playing?
Vaporwave?
3.
The fuck is vaporwave though?
Go. That was a different start. Besides the start, so far feels pretty much the same though. It just doesn't accelerate that much. We could try putting in a different drivetrain. Yeah, let's match the Escudo. I think that's a good idea. It would probably give us the best results. Traction control, you think it's necessary? I'm just gonna put it on. Right now I'm just looking for maximum performance. Attempt number... I don't know, I stopped counting.
Remember the wonderful times we had together.
Holy shit! Okay, wait, I have to shift. Shift up. Okay, 4th. Oh my god! Fastest 0 to 100 ever conceived. Okay, there it is. There's the speed. Uh-oh. No. I cannot keep this car straight. Holy shit. Okay. We got something. I just keep it. This is impossible to control. This thing is absolutely impossible to control. That acceleration is out of this world. I can try wall riding. That doesn't even work. That's even worse. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. I think 100 though. A little bit. That's good. 371. I'm not sure what I can do to improve this, to be honest. Like, I put racing tires on, but I guess it didn't get applied here. I can try putting them on manually onto the car, but I think then it's going to go back from the AMG1 tires. It's going to revert back to the original tires. Let's see what happens. Okay, I need to restart. Look at the fucking speedo. Oh my god, dude. Oh man, this is much better, I think. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's a quick 400. I can just barely not reach 400. That is so sad. That's unfortunate. I don't think I can improve the gearing anymore. It's already completely maxed out. Like, it's the longest possible gearing.
That's all it can do. More traction control, I think, might help. I mean, at this point, I think we're just limited by the top speed. I can get there without problems. It's just, I don't think we can get more out of it. What's up, Kudoro? Oh, we just hit 400 for a second. We just hit it for a second. Do you think that works? I mean, we changed the engine. The resetting to default could work. We're gonna reset this to default, and then we're gonna do it again. I don't think that's gonna do anything, but we'll see. Oh my god, no, never mind. Holy fuck, it's still going. What? That actually worked. What was the top speed there? We got close to 500. Okay, go. Lift up. Go. I don't have any nudges anymore, but that's okay. It's still pulling. Or an 80. Or a 90. Please, 500, please. No, you motherfucker. Why would you pull me out? I was so close. Unfortunately, after an hour filled with convoluted part swaps, pointed out upgrades, and desperate fine-tweaking of my truck's gearing, I was unable to push this cursed K car to the same limits. Despite my Twitch chat's best efforts and suggestions and that ever-clamping horsepower rating, the oomph was just not getting to the road. 54,213 horsepower. That is actually more than 100 times. It's like 100 horsepower per kilo, roundabout. Yeah, you know, as you do in a sports car. Wait for it. Dude, once it's gonna go, it's gonna go, man. If it actually is going to go. Like, I'm full throttling. I think it's booting up.
The hatred is too low.
It's booting up. Oh, there we go. Took it sweet ass time, but I knew it was gonna come. Alright, there we go. It took so long. Oh, that's top speed though. So despite having, like, even more horsepower, I can't really utilize all of that power, unfortunately. These sounds are just not getting better, man. Ah, it's not bad. I feel like nothing can beat that build we had earlier, man, where we almost got to 500. That was actually the best gear we could have possibly gotten, I think. I think we're hitting the limit of the car. I think for now I'm not fucking around. I think we got what we came for, which is almost 500 kilometers power in this thing, which is way more than you could have asked for. And besides, like, I actually wanted to like do some of these events here, and we've done none of that for the last hour or so. I've just been busy fucking around with the car. So, what do you think? Can we now finally beat these opponents? Let's see if I can even get this car around the track. I'm just gonna leave it at third gear, man. You need assists? I don't need assists. I have skill. Ah, fuck me. As I was saying. Okay, maybe I do need assists. The thing is, if we turn traction control back on, it has this super slow start that we all initially thought was silver-like. But that was actually just the car. Actually, right now it seems to be helpful. That was capping us at 80. Other fuel? What do you mean no fuel? Fuel doesn't exist. The fuel is below the Nosiathemon. Okay, where is it? Where did the fuel go? And how am I driving without fuel? Wait, what? Where did that come from? Where did that power come from? Use it all. Okay, how do I get my fuel back? Restart the race, but don't rev the engine at the starting line. You think revving the engine burns up the fuel? No way. Okay, no revving. Yeah, now we have fuel. Yeah, there we go. Does revving actually burn up all of our fuel? Like, broken ass revving at the beginning actually burns up all of our fuel. The car speeds up when I let go of the gas. That is so weird. Like, I'm not on the accelerator. You can see that next to the tires. I'm not accelerating right now. The car does it on its own. I'm not doing anything. The car has a mind of its own, dude. Hey, boys. Like, stop accelerating, goddammit. And it just has a mind of its own. Oh yeah, we're rallying now, boys. Stop! I'm not doing anything! Stop it! Fucking hell. Okay. So we can get our lead back, I think. Take off. I'll go more right here. Stop. I think we can stay the lead on this thing. Despite all the shenanigans, we can actually keep up with the others. I'm starting to understand this car. That's the most important thing. I'm starting to understand it. And I think when you can understand it, you can control it. Yeah, I think I'll be first here. despite everything. Which because now the tires are also starting to give up. No, you dickhead! Ah, I'm getting bullied too. Maybe this car's better off in the Sunday Cup. We did. Oh, that's just demoralizing.
My hatred is too low.
2 points. I think if you want to do this, we need another build. This car has been fun, but we need something else. Are those the same cars we had earlier? And this the same rotation? Yes, we haven't done anything. 206. Alright. Cyber stretch, starting with a 206. And hopefully this one is actually able to win some races this time around. Let's actually randomize something. When was the last time we randomized anything? We were just fucking around. The first of engine. Wow, thank god. It could have been Copen or PT Cruiser. I actually got a rally car engine. Turbo is up next. This thing doesn't even have a turbo, come on man. I'm gonna take the liberty and go with the stage 3 one, okay? Alright, drivetrain. Please all-wheel drive.
Some would say that animating a construction.
Take it, I guess. Thank god, I'm just glad it wasn't from the Ford car. But that's still rear-wheel drive, I think, so could be fine. Brakes. Stratos brakes. Kind of fitting considering we have a rally car engine. Okay, and tires. Don't give me the 206 again, okay. Honda tires. Hey, look at that, that's actually... That seems like a good car. That seems like a good build this time around. Oh, look at that, 1 point. All the tires. Slow off the line though. I mean, it's probably the traction control. Handling-wise, certainly much better than the midget, but I guess that's not a huge surprise. Oh man, you know how good it feels to actually drive a car with decent handling again? Honestly, I feel like this time the traction control kinda limits us a little bit too much here. I don't think it needs to be that strong. Okay, let's turn traction control off. Maybe something in the middle could work too, where we just lower it instead of turning it off entirely. Guys, 4,000 horsepower? Ow. How does this build give this thing 4,000 horsepower? I changed the oil. No, of course. Right. As everyone knows, an oil change gives you a 4-digit horsepower count in real life too. Hey, we got the go-go again. It's the go-go. Honestly, it feels just as fast as before. Like, the traction control feels just as strong. Didn't feel like that made any difference. I feel like you actually have to turn it off completely. Oh, that wheel spin is bad, though. Holy shit. I think I'm gonna do my trick from earlier again. If it still works. So theoretically, if I go into this at normalize again, interesting. Honestly, I do not want 400 horsepower on this thing. 420? Perfect. Let's do some other tuning then, like weight reduction. I actually want this thing to be usable. Maybe reset some parts we put onto the car, but if it can win the tournament, I'm happy, man. 91 points race though, but I actually think that works out in our favor. Because that means we can actually control the car now. Like, it has reasonable performance. It feels just as fast as before. Like 400 or 4,000 horsepower feels exactly the same. Should we give up on the 206, guys? Maybe we can do something else with it. We can still get some use out of this car, I believe in it. Just maybe not against, like, tuning cars. Probably a bit much. So we just had to throw something more appropriate at this car. Maybe expecting it to be, like, a bunch of high-powered tuning cars was expecting a bit much, I think. First drivable car we built today. After 2 hours. You know, maybe sometimes you don't have to be the best. You just have to be best in the class, which I guess is still the best, whatever. Alright, let's get that other Peugeot. Look at this. That guy must feel really punked. Like, my Peugeot should be faster than this one. Why is my rally spec Peugeot getting beaten by this joke of a successor? Oh, bruh, come on, man. Nice driving, dude. Is this a Forza player? There we go. Hey, we actually managed to get this car to win a championship. Isn't that nice? We need something that's NA, so something that doesn't have a turbo. I can take another shitbox for the NA one, I think. Like that I can still get away with. But for the other championships, because the opponents are so fast, we need a good base car. And isn't that the 206 I just bought? It's back. What is it doing here? Oh. Please don't be turbocharged. I want to build this thing. This is a literal brick. Okay? This is an actual brick. Please do not be turbocharged. Yes! Yes! Okay, we're building the brick. Can you put a oh my god, what? No way! I think actually has spoiler support. Yeah, this is officially the Grandpa Mobile. Swedish Grandpa Mobile. Let's build it. Engine. Nah, come on. The fuck on! Man! I don't have much hope for this. Okay, an A tune. This time we actually have to do an A tune. If we do turbo, then things get fucky wucky. Don't you? Actually, that isn't even an A tune. We forgot the exhaust. So that's the exhaust, not the NA tune. Okay. I'm not sure if I should be happy or sad about it. It's still the Benz Patent Motorwagen. Wait, hold on a minute. Where is it? Dude, I think does not have an exhaust, so it doesn't even work. It's not even in the list. We actually have to use this for NA tuning. And it also does not have NA tuning. Where can I put this part? Drivetrain? Yeah, okay. So it's the Benz Patent Motorwagen drivetrain. No problem, by the way. Nothing that can go wrong. Okay, now we do the exhaust. Shutter's exhaust, not bad, gotta say. And now we do the NA tune. And I hope that doesn't break the car. In the past, when I tried to do an NA tune, it kind of broke some cars. Oh, please no Prius. Oh, that was like a pixel. That was like a pixel. Okay, that's actually really good. That is poggers. Where is it? Why doesn't work? Because it has a turbo. Maybe already in a championship, I guess it should be fine. But I think since we already entered in an NA car, we're actually fine. It's not going to kick us out. So we're kind of cheating the regulations here a little bit, you know, because they only check if your car meets the regulations once when you try to enter the championship. But once you're already in, obviously there aren't any more checks, so we are 100% cheating the regulations by taking a turbo charged car into the NA Sports Championship, which is fantastic. Now we do brakes. What is it with all these race car parts? Especially for things that honestly don't even matter that much. I mean, those are going to be some strong ass brakes, but honestly with the performance of the car, it won't really matter. Okay, lastly, tires. Once again, a race car or is it golf? That's going to be golf. Okay. Well, let's see how it does. I think the parts that matter aren't that good, like drivetrain and engine, so I'm a bit worried. I have never driven this car in the game, by the way. And this is something that I love about Gran Turismo 4. This must be like the 15th playthrough that I started off this game, and I still drive new stuff. You know, this is another thing that I love about this game. Every single time you start up, every single time you start a new playthrough, you always drive something new, you know? But needless to say, the car, certainly it's not fast enough. That Demio engine is not helping us, so let's reroll that one. Come on. Something good. It doesn't need to be anything overpowered. Just something good. You are taking the piss. There must be someone that runs this site that rigs this wheel. I'm telling you guys, there's no way I can roll this again for the same car.
The same part.
Out of here. Please. We are saved. And with that, we are officially saved from this nightmare. It's not even that fast because the traction control is desperately trying to maintain the car. You know, I'm thinking maybe the Golf tires don't really do it anymore. I mean, certainly the spongy suspension here isn't helping us either. I think the tires here are really messed up. But it is certainly looking better. But we can certainly make it work with the performance this has right now. Good tires, good tires. That's not good tires! Instant reroll. Now there we go! Don't put me on the Demio. Oh my gosh. This is the third time I rolled the Demio for one single car. Can you please get out of my shit already? Good, I'm done.
Daihatsu Copium.
It's not funny. It's kind of funny. It just keeps getting worse. When am I gonna get next Motorwagen? I have to keep rerolling until I get a good car. Even if it takes forever. And they're just taking their fucking piss. This is like every single car on this wheel.
Oh, fucking shit.
Copium next, then afterwards we do Beetle, then after that Motorwagen. Come on, let's go. Don't you dare. Oh my. The job done. Okay, I'm sorry. This is rigged. There's no way. You cannot tell, like, what are the odds? Don't tell me the odds. There's no way. No way. There's no way. Chat, are we going there again? Why does that exhaust give me 10,000 horsepower? Why does it do that? Why is the game like this? Fine. I guess we definitely are going there again. I think I can win this championship now with just shy of 40,000 horsepower. Let's see how the brake does. Dude, look how much the car is shaking. Look how the car is shaking, dude. It's still not as fast as the midget though. Fuck. Just gotta go to max gear. to the backfire. Just permanent. Like, that's actually not that fast. Because now we have like very minimal traction control. And I also put downforce on max. I'm not sure if that helps us. So far, it seems to be the case. Dude, look at this. And it's still fourth gear. I think the downforce tuning did it. You actually want downforce. Because the car cannot accelerate otherwise. There we go. And that's 400. Finally some speed again. Let's see where I can get it. 155. Nice. And you thought the looper we built was fast. Think again. Man, that looks so cartoonish. That looks so stupid. Looks like the game is sped up. Oh, look at the spines, dude. Look at the sparks flying. I wonder if we can win any race with this thing. I'm out of fuel again because I revved at the starting line. Or maybe we can see that in real time. It's actually gone in like a second. It takes 1 second for the entire fuel tank to just completely get drained. Honestly, maybe if we turn this thing all-wheel drive, it could have a chance. Okay, never mind, on the stairs to hell. That certainly worked a lot better in my head. Jet, I don't know. Maybe this car's beyond saving after all. Yeah, now it's fucked, I think. Well, there goes my hope. There go my hope and dreams. Right, guys, I think I'm done. That was a pretty well day of GT4 randomizer. I hope you guys all enjoyed. You guys did that too?
I need more hatred to do that.
I'm sure we can solve this somehow. I mean, I'm sure you're using colors for all the jokes, you know? Jokes, you know?
Okay, congratulations, James. This is the steepest bank circuit I've ever seen. And I'm not even at the steep bit of it yet. 78 degrees at the top, apparently. What's your plan, mate? Well, what I thought we'd do is put a speed trap at the end of this curve, where it goes level again, and whoever achieves the highest speed through this banking is the winner. Right. Can we have a bit of practice first? Could I make a couple of modifications to Master? Not if it's swapping it for a DB11. I literally can't get any higher than this. Have we got to drive up there? We do, don't we, to go fastest? If you go off the edge, yeah, it's oblivion. No, because the tree will stop us, won't it? No.
YouTube Premium is ad for YouTube. And exclusive access, all things VIP, so you can sue the fan.
Hello. And we begin with a letter, a real one for once. It's from a Mr. John Fox, and it goes like this.
Back in 1980, I was a mere lad with a bedroom to decorate. All you could really do was slap a poster on the wall. And what's more, there were only two to choose from. The first one was this one of a lady playing tennis. And the other one was this, the Lamborghini Countach. Right, let's have a quick recap on the dream car. The seat is crippling. The controls are murderous. I'm too hot. I'm deaf. I've been poisoned. I can't see. And I can't park. This is what going to hell in a handcart probably feels like. But you know what? It's not the car's fault. It's mine. I've broken the golden rule. You never, ever meet your childhood heroes. So you're a shattered man. That's my youth gone. And I've got even worse news for you. Oh no. Do not tell me that that's a lady boy. Her name is Steve. Back in 1980, I was a mere lad.
A lady boy. Ugh.
Bugatti banned Tom Cruise from buying their hypercars because he failed the mission to open the door. Tom Cruise has a huge collection of luxury cars, but unfortunately there will never be a Bugatti in his collection. The fact is that Cruise was one of the first to purchase a Bugatti Veyron back in 2005 for almost $2 million. For the newly released Veyron, this should have been a good advertisement, but unfortunately on May 4th, 2006, at the premiere of the movie Mission Impossible 3, Cruise decided to come to the red carpet on his own, driving his new Veyron. It was a huge victory for Bugatti in terms of PR. When Tom Cruise drove right up to the red carpet, he got out and, like a real gentleman, went to the passenger seat to open the door for his then wife. Then, in front of paparazzi and screaming fans, Cruise couldn't open the door of the hypercar for 40 seconds. Those 40 seconds of trying to open the door had a negative impact on the Bugatti brand, and they decided to ban Tom Cruise from ever buying a Bugatti. Bugatti banned Tom Cruise from buying their hypercars because...
Shop on your right.
I'll be right back.
This is too fun. This is on YouTuber kid. If you want a good top end, turbocharge if you want better heat. But football, the outside of it was full of rich. It's always been full of rich. It's always good.
Shop on your right, my buddy.
I'll be right back. This is too fun. This one is some YouTuber kid.
This isn't just an ordinary knife. It's a powerhouse that shoots freezing CO2 gas and is known as the Wasp injector knife. Inside the handle, you insert a standard CO2 cartridge, and once screwed back on, the cartridge is activated. Then, with just the press of a button, it instantly discharges freezing CO2 at 800 psi through a gas. Started dancing around with the doing cheeseburger.
Never told the judge to go to hell when he sentenced me to death because he couldn't look me in the face. Why do you think that's a mistake? Because he decided to send me to Huntington prison. Huntington was assigned as the prison if you raped another inmate, they sent you there. Your punishment was that you weren't allowed to speak in your cell, and if you got caught speaking in your cell, they came in with a nurse. After they beat you down, she jabbed you in the ass with Thor's, and they knocked you out for a week, and you lost your mind. You're not allowed to talk to other inmates? Nothing. I dare you to sing happy birthday to yourself, but I got to get paid for that. He fucked me up, Joe. Told the judge to go to hell when he sentenced me to death because he couldn't look me in the face. Why do you think that's a mistake? Because he decided to send me to Huntington prison. Huntington was assigned as the prison if you raped another inmate, they sent you there. Your punishment was that you weren't allowed to speak in your cell, and if you got caught speaking in your cell, they came in with a nurse. After they beat you down, she jabbed you in the ass with Thor's, and they
knocked you out for a week, and you lost your mother. You're not allowed to talk to other inmates? Nothing. I dare you to sing happy birthday to yourself like I need to get paid for that. He fucked me up, Joe. The judge to go to hell when he sentenced me to death because he couldn't look me in the face. Why do you think that's a mistake? Because he decided to send me to Huntington.
Did you know that in sim racing, even though the launch and start of the race is really important, you don't win races in lap 1, turn 1? Being aggressive is important at the start. That doesn't mean forgetting about the opponents at the front, and if gap car is a way to live. Aggressive, yes. Assert yourself, sure. Your brain is a result of millions of years of evolution. Act like you have one, and subscribe to the channel. Did you know that in sim racing, even though the launch and start of the race is really important, you don't win races in lap 1, turn 1? Being aggressive is important at the start. That doesn't mean forgetting about the opponents at the front, and if gap car is a way to live. Aggressive, yes. Assert yourself, sure. Your brain is a result of millions of years of evolution. Act like you have one, and subscribe.
We on this show have some experience of electrical fires in a crash. This has the same sort of batteries that the Rimac had.
Yeah, that was in a crash, wasn't it? Drove off an edge and rolled down 2 hillsides.
Well, you see, the man was too small to see over the steering wheel.
I would say that was a crash.
What people don't understand is that if you crash an electrical car, and it has lithium-ion batteries, it could catch fire. And often the fire brigade will turn up and they've only got water on board. So as you're sitting there on fire, you'll then be electrocuted. It's just something that's worth bearing in mind, isn't it?
Well, I think we should make it clear that we're not suggesting that these cars have any inherent defect.
I mean, what happened with Samsung with their batteries?
Oh, we're not going to start defaming Samsung, are we?
I think the battery is a good analogy for libel law and reviews generally, in that you have to it has to be balanced. You must have the positive and you must have the negative. Should we bear that in mind?
No, what we should bear in mind is now what I've just written on the screen. We on this show have some...
Hey! You stop right there! Don't! No! Don't shoot! We just crashed our drone! He shot it! Oh, hell, boy. I thought you was the government spying on me. Yeah, we're just gonna go. Sorry. Stop! Don't move! I'm not gonna shoot you, kid. You need to listen to me real close. You boys are in a minefield. One false move, it's on to the bye-bye. It's gonna be fine. Just stay where you are. I laid every last one of them myself. You want the other map? Map's right here. All right, I got it all up in my...
Wes, what are we gonna do?
Neighbor said the field spans 50 yards in each direction. Every anti-personnel mine under the sun. Do you have any idea where he buried these things? Yes, he did. I guess he didn't. Bomb squad's still 40 minutes out. How much time does the boy have?
Not 40 minutes.
I can do this.
How you boys doing? My brother's hurt. Hey! You stop right there! Don't!
Because the door bins are quite narrow, if you want to carry... Right, I get to yes, it's big. Hang on a second. Just going to go down and change the barrel. The Richardsons were unexpectedly engaged, so we're going to look after you. Oh, it's all right. Now, landlord's got to change the barrel. You don't mind if I pull myself a pint here? What is that? What do you think? Poof, it's a no start. It's a fucking rolling cake. Look at that. You bake me a cake. I come here for a fucking shootout, a proper shootout with some proper men. I'm Colonel Custer. Rich, this lot of nonsense to a man. David, right, go on. Call yourself a fucking gangster. Shootout, right? It's a fucking shootout. Get it bad.
Oh, your brother's done a runner. No, he's just genuinely disappointed with it, that's all. Look at that, what behind that is.
Charlie Richardson said we're to knock the granny out of you, Reg.
Listen, when you see him next, you tell him from me that I say, Charlie, his brother, your face, he won't mind if I fight back with you. What do you think you can manage it? So I bought this, before we start, got to joke with you. Paranoid schizophrenic who walks in the room. And I get to yes, it's please.
Hang on a second, just going to go down and change the barrel. The Richardsons were unexpectedly engaged, so we're going to look after you.
Oh, it's all right. Now, landlord's got to change the barrel for me, please. You don't mind if I pull myself a pint here?
What is that?
What do you think? Poof, it's a
no start. It's a fucking rolling cake. Look at that. You bake me a cake. I come here for a fucking shootout, a proper shootout with some proper men. I'm Colonel Custer.
Oh, this right here is
What? Yeah, that's nuts. I hope that's on Guitar Hero. What? What's the song name? I don't want to be hugged. Oh my god, it is. It's on Clone Hero. Right, where's this? That's the solo one. That's a lot of drum. Maybe it's after this. That's also a hard plate. Oh, it's a cover. That's nuts. That is a really, really good sounding solo. What's the original sound like though? I haven't listened to it. It's 3 seconds. Whoa! That's pretty nice, man. That's pretty fucking sick. That's a really, really good solo. Not heard one like that for ages, if ever. That's a really, really cool solo. What the fuck? It's so short, but 20 seconds. That's sick. That's really, really sick. Oh, it's so good though. What the fuck? You don't get solos like that, really. It's been so long since I heard a solo that sounds remotely similar to that. It's a very distinct sound. Really good though. Really, really good. That's so good. Oh, that's vicious on me. I actually forgot I was streaming. That's hilarious. Since when? What? I mean, what a way to find out. This is supposed to put music on. Well, that's crazy.